The real deal.
Join us on GhanaTalks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues,
entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
GhanaTalks Radio, number one.
This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. 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 It's a beautiful Thursday morning, and you are welcome to the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show right here on GhanaTalks Radio. This is the first segment of the show, and right here, this is the news review. We bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news, from business to politics, from sports to entertainment. We got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspectives on issues that matter to you every morning right here on the show. My name is Ruth Esenam Fiagbedu, and I'll be serving you breakfast this morning with Miss Regina Bless and Miss Debbie Adoso. Remember that you are streaming live on Facebook at GhanaTalks Radio, on YouTube at GhanaTalks Radio, and also on X at GhanaTalks Radio. Do all to send in your comments and share your opinion with us on the matters we are discussing this morning. Good morning to you, ladies, and you are welcome to the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Morning.
Miss Debbie, how are you doing?
The grace of God is sufficient, and yourself?
I'm fine. We thank God. Miss Regina?
I'm good, you?
I'm fine. I nearly forgot your name. Like you woke me today. Hope you have light. Now there you are doing roll call for light. Hope you have light.
Yeah.
You have light. Oh, okay. I think
But this morning, I think I heard Regina and Rock discussing something, and I wanted to know what they were discussing, and it was about this power outages. They've released a timetable.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I also saw something of that sort, but they said we should disregard it. Okay.
Yeah. It's like an app.
An app?
So you just search your area, whether it's on or off, and you can also know the time they'll take it off. So apparently when he showed the app today at exactly 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. there'll be light out.
Here?
Here.
Oh, really?
So let's wait and see. If there is no light out, then it means it's fake.
Well, if indeed there's a timetable, the minister should come out and tell us there's a timetable. Or there's an app. So you go to that app, you search your area. If indeed your lights will go off, then you know how to do your things. Right. In spite of all these, we are just hoping that it gets better, because the disruption is too much and people are losing money out of this. Right, let's get into the news items. Government to tighten workplace safety enforcement as mental health becomes priority. The government says it is going to be stricter when it comes to safety at workplaces across Ghana. But this time, it is not just about physical safety, like accidents or faulty equipment. It will also focus on workers' mental health. The Minister for Labour, Jobs and Employment, Abdul Rashid Hassan People, says a safe workplace must protect both the body and the mind. According to him, when workers are treated well and feel respected, they are more productive, and that helps the whole country grow. He explained that while issues like unsafe floors, broken machines, and poor working conditions are still important, there are also hidden problems. These include things like insult, disrespect, pressure, and poor treatment at work, which can affect a person's mental health over time. The minister stressed that workers are not slaves, but people trying to do their best to earn a living and support their families. He says employers must treat workers with dignity and create a positive work environment. Government plans to enforce rules that will ensure companies pay attention to both physical safety and emotional well-being of workers. This will involve cooperation between governments, employers, and the private sector. This announcement comes as Ghana joins the rest of the world to mark the World Day for Safety and Health at Work, which promotes safer and healthier working conditions. Right here, the message is clear. All what the minister is trying to say is that a healthy worker, both physically and mentally, means a stronger and a more productive nation. So this time around, they are going to be very strict when it comes to enforcement of safety at work, not just the body, but it also includes the mind as well. Miss Regina, let me begin with you. Do you think that employees don't actually pay attention to workers' safety, both mentally and, physically as well?
Okay, so to start with, one thing I was happy about was when the minister said employers are not slaves. Employees are not slaves. When we come to the space of Ghana, the working space of Ghana, I would say 90%, or in fact 99.9% of the workers in Ghana here are seen as slaves and are treated as such. And also, with the management of that institution and the CEOs of that institution do not regard the workers there. First off, it is not only about the physical. In fact, the physical safety card, they are not even regarding it. How much more your mental, your psychological health? They are not regarding any of that. He also made mention of the insults.
Trauma.
There's no way you would pass a rude comment as a boss and you expect the people beneath you or under you to respect you. Automatically, with that just one sentence, the respect fades away and there's nothing you can do about it. And also, these people feel like once they are paying you, they are doing you a favor. But we are rather doing you a favor. Without us, productivity does not go on.
But you also need the money.
We also need the money.
Yeah.
But then most of the workers do a lot of favor to these employers.
Right.
Some of them feel like if we don't pay or if we don't employ or if we sack you, that is it. You go home and you be starving. In this era, if you are sacked or if you go home that you've quit your job, you will not starve because there are a lot of things you can do. There are a lot of online trading. And even when you post a few items, both on your social media, on your status, definitely someone will buy it. It's all about how you brand it and how you market it. So to the employers, it is high time they respect their employees. Respect their decisions and also prioritize the physical and the mental and psychological well-being of these people. Yes, I'm 8 hours. In a company, they are working over 8 hours. And in the normal sense, according to the law, when you work over 8 hours, you need to be paid that overly the overtime. But no, they'll tell you, and it's passion, and you don't want the interest of the job. Passion, for passion into your bills. When you go to the Western world, their work sometimes, I don't know how it is, but I know they also do 8 hours. But I thought that within 2 hours, you can end your job, go to another place and go and work and receive your salary. End there, go to another place and go and work and take your salary. Then you are done for the day. But when it comes to Ghanaians, our sector, you will waste all your life and all your time in one particular institution, especially the 9 to 5 job. From Anopa 6 Kwata by 8 hours, you are done. Then you move on with your life. I saw an instance where one person I worked with had to stop because I say at the end of the month now with the sika fiam, I mean now I'm wasting all my day at the office. And once I have once I have other places I can be within that space. So to the employers, in as much as they are doing us a favor, we are also doing them a favor. And but you scratch my back, I scratch your back. If I don't work, you not get the productivity. And also, mind you, when we talk of workers, workers are not just workers. Workers sometimes tend to be family. Sometimes some people go beyond their limits, go beyond what they are paid and do extra. And you make it seem as if the extra they are doing, there's no sense in it. You're not even appreciative of it. And it's very bad. See, the people that go beyond limits and put in extra, the moment they stop the work, trust me, there's no way you get anyone, because seriously, mommy 100 cedis, I'll work according to that 100 cedis. As simple as that. And also they should check the salary. When we look at Ghanaian working space, you work like an elephant. Now at the end of the day, they are giving you peanuts and also ant salary. You've already scheduled what you are using the money for.
It's hard though.
So sometimes I'll be there and someone just, please, I need, and I say, Masa, don't tell me.
My extra sale.
Exactly. If you put the one you save aside, the rest is for your transportation, your feeding. And unfortunately for some of us, we are not with our parents.
Yeah.
You have to feed yourself in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening.
Can't you have siblings?
Oh,
Forget.
So me like this now. I'll start OMAD. Simple as that. You eat one meal a day and you go and sleep. Simple. So yeah, I think I do agree with him. They should prioritize.
My only problem is, how are they going to enforce it?
Exactly, especially in the private institutions. Yeah.
How are they going to enforce it?
I saw a video on TikTok where one young lady was in a working institution, and the way the boss was talking to her, I was like, hey.
That day now, give
I'll
me my
just
letter.
I'll not show you letter. I'll show you my contract. Show me where it says you can shout on me. You can't shout on an elderly person. All in the name say you are boss. Mind you, managers are also employees. You can be sacked at any time, so you better humble yourself.
So you see, poor workplace culture has a diverse effect on the employee. So when you come to work and then you are working and the environment is not quite favorable, the people you meet are abnormal, excuse me to use that word.
It's fine.
And then you come across a boss who doesn't also have the workers at heart. It makes the workplace some kind of hazardous for you to live and also be productive. Mind you, if you are an employee, your employers are expecting something from you. They are expecting your best. You get it? Because for you to get whatever you want, you're supposed to show them that whatever you've given to me or whatever you've tasked me to do, I am capable of doing it and even doing it more than you expect me. When you do it that way, your employers will also work in your favor. But that doesn't mean that as an employer, you don't even care about the safety of your employees. So in a case where maybe you are working in a company, you are sick and you can't even go on leave. Like, you'll be working throughout, you are tired, you are stressed, and sometimes it shows. Sometimes you don't have to even tell somebody that I'm not feeling well. Your demeanor shows that you are sick. You are not saying it, but you are stressed. Okay? Some of us, when we are stressed, everything shows. We have people that when they are stressed, they add up. Some people, when they are stressed, they reduce.
Then I'm stressed.
Then I'm stressed.
You are stressed, but like you can't just go on leave. You are there. You are working 24/7. So in a way, like you are working yourself out, and it's quite painful when you are working yourself out and you are not being recognized. Like it looks as if you are kind of you're kind of wasting your time. You know, motivation doesn't always come with money. You can actually tell the person, oh, you are doing well, in as much as you know that this person is overtaxing themselves, and then there is a target the company is supposed to hit, and you're still not hitting them, but at least you can see that they are putting in their best. It's not about money. Oh, once in a while, guys, you are doing well. I mean, you say something to motivate them to, encourage them to do more. But in an instance where, and then we
playing with the job.
Like, where's like you're not serious. You're not serious with what you're doing.
If you tell me I'm not serious, like you're in my bad books.
In a way, you break down the person totally.
Demotivate.
Yes, I feel like there are better ways to motivate your employees. Okay, so as Jana said, if you look at the employment setting or the business setting in Ghana here, you overwork yourself, but then at the end of the day, you get something that you cannot even write home about. Everyone sees you to be working 24/7. You go home you leave home as early as 4 or 5, and then you come home as late as 8. And then at the end of the day, what you are taking is not something, let me say, reasonable. And then you have people coming to you, oh, can you borrow me this? And you tell them you don't have money. Like
and they're like, you wanna who is scanning?
Like who is scanning here then? But sometimes you pay bill, you pay this, you pay that, you do this, and by the time the money even drops in your account, because you have debt you are supposed to pay. By the time you are done settling those debts, like you are in another debt again, and you still need to pay. So I feel like employees need to be taken care of, because you spend 99.9 hours of your time in the office. You only get to spend like only 1 hour in the house. Raining or shining, you are at the workplace. So you spend almost 99.9% of your lifetime at the workplace. So if you come to the workplace and you don't, you feel like you are not needed here, it sounds some way, especially if your boss is like another person. I remember when I was in school, where I did my attachment, my first attachment, my supervisor was something else. He was something else, and I thought I was the only one. So I was complaining, and then the workers, they were like, oh, only there's not you. So all the people who passed through their hands, like they had complained and blah 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 blah. I realized they said he's no longer there. I don't know what happened, but he's that kind of person. He doesn't see anything positive in what you do. Yes, that is how he is. Even if you are doing he kept complaining. What is this? Even if people are applauding you, that SNM, you are doing well, he is not seeing it all. He's not seeing it. He's giving something else. And then when it's happening like that, it makes you confused. You don't even know. So what should you do? You get confused and how to go about what you're supposed to do. So when we talk about employees in Ghana here,
yes,
seriously,
they are going through a lot.
Seriously,
but I know sometimes the employees too are their own problem.
Oh yes,
they'll tell you do this, then you go and do something.
That is why when I started, I said something that as an employee, any company that employs you are expecting something from you. They are expecting your A game more. They are not expecting your D. They are not employing you to come and better yourself, or they're employing you to come and put out your best to ensure that the company grow. No company will employ you to train you. They're employing you with the notion that you are already perfect. So come and perform your perfection, or come and put it out there, sell the company. But when they employ you and they don't see whatever you're putting out there, it makes it difficult. You get it? And it makes the work so difficult for them. So no company will employ you to train you. They employ you to add up to whatever they have. They are not employing you to come and destroy. If they say that you are coming to destroy, they will sack you. As simple as that. So for your employers to do whatever you want them to do as an employee, you're supposed to do whatever you are being mandated to do. When you do that, just imagine you employ somebody and the person is doing exactly as you said. It's not as if the person they are
controlling the person.
It's not as if they are controlling you, but whatever task is being given to you, you execute it. Everything is going on well. You don't need to even ask the employers; they will do it. before you say, hey, we are in need of this, they've already provided. Before you cough, it is there. But in a case where it looks as if they are now coming to force you to do whatever you want to do, almost may you win, but it's not in all cases, though.
Yeah, it's not in all cases though. They should enforce it.
Yeah.
To the workplaces that do not give their workers leave, according to the labor law, every worker is entitled 30 days of leave. So if you're an institution,
not with media.
Yeah, media is
media.
Is an exception. But they
yeah.
actually have off days.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they actually have
Sunday.
off days. Yeah, how for do?
But this thing is 50-50. This thing is 50-50.
The 30 days leave.
No, like the employer, yes, making sure that.
As in, like, it depends on your occupation.
No, I feel like
with the 30-day leave, it's not about your occupation. Every organization, whether
irrespective
of your job, is entitled to a 30-day leave. So you are in a media organization, you have a lot of people there, and you say within that 30 days everyone is just leaving.
Yeah.
No.
okay.
You schedule.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You write your letter to the HR. They check if it is convenient. If it is, then you go. If it is not,
someone
then
okay.
so that is it.
So,
Yeah,
so it's more or less like shifts.
Yes.
And yeah, media, and so they don't go leave. Now to her.
Well,
I
I have a slogan. Take care of yourself. If
Yes.
you die, don't replace you.
For taking care of yourself.
Yeah, it's very necessary.
It's
So
necessary.
this is what the government wants to bring on board: stricter workspace safety, both emotionally and then physically
Psychologically.
as well. Right, let's proceed. Ghana develops national child labor indicators. Ghana has introduced a new system to better track and fight child labor across the country. It is called the National Compendium of Child Labor Indicators. This document will help governments and organizations measure and report child labor in the same way. This means the data collected will be more accurate, consistent, and useful for decision making. The Minister for Labor, Jobs and Employment, Abdul Rashid Hassan Pupil, says the compendium will serve as a guide for policymakers and stakeholders. It will help them understand the real situation and take the right actions to reduce child labor. The initiative also supports the Ghana Child Labor Monitoring System, which is designed to identify, report, and track child labor cases across Ghana. The document was developed together with the International Cocoa Initiative and other partners. It includes clear definitions, indicators, and methods for collecting data so that everyone is working with the same standards. Officials say this will solve the problem of inconsistent data, where different organizations report different figures. With this new system, Ghana can better track progress and measure its effort to eliminate child labor. The compendium also supports Ghana's commitment to the Sustainable Development Goals, especially the target to end child labor. The goal is to improve coordination between government, civil society, and development partners to ensure that children are protected, especially in high-risk sectors like agriculture. So they are bringing an indicator on board, which is actually going to help to monitor child labor, especially when it has to do with the data, the statistics, maybe region by region. Maybe this region, this is actually the percentage we are having when it comes to child labor, and this is said to, help development partners to ensure that children are protected, especially in high-risk sectors like agriculture. Why agriculture being the high-risk sector, Mr. P?
For child labor.
Yes, for child labor. Does that mean that if they are weeding is child labor?
No, I think they are basing on child labor agriculture, because when you go to the farming communities, most of this case are subjected to going to the farm to do works that are beyond their capacity. And so when you go to the farming and then the fishing communities, especially in the North OT sector, so let me use OT for example. when you go to Oti region, you will see kids at the age of 8. I'm telling you, 8 or 9 years, and then they live at, say, from here to Ablekumaimutrin.
Hey.
Is it that far?
By road or by
They
legs?
walk. I'm telling you something.
When you finish, then go and try.
Now you say when we walk from Bayan, how many breaks did
Or
we
should
have
I
on the
say,
road?
no, let me take Malam Junction to Anya.
Hey.
Yes,
Oh,
they will
come on.
walk, and then they're not just walking. Oh, they are carrying loads of yam, and that is how they are trained. So they walk from Malam Junction to Anya. So let's say this is the major hub where people sell their produce and all that, and then the village is somewhere like Makati or Malam Junction. And so these kids are trained even at the age of 5, 6, 8, 7. So 7 years old child, the strength she has to do some things, you cannot do it. And that is child labor. And they are so focused in farming because they have this notion that farming give them, a lot of money. They gain more income from farming than education. So when you go to those areas, education is not that prioritized. It is at this time that, they are trying to improve. So you see a child, I'm telling you, 9 years, 8 years, they are carrying load of yam, load of what's the name? A bag of cassava dough or corn dough. Look at how heavy this is. And they'll walk. They are not using bicycle, they are not using motor. They will walk from Malam Junction to Anya to sell it. So all this is child labor. And because the parents have this kind of intention that it is my kids that will help me, I won't go in for any other person's kid, and so you need to go to the farm. And you as the child, you grow to accept that my mom is a farmer. I have to help her so that I can also get something to eat, or I have to help her so she can take care of me. So they go to farm, and then they will stay on the farm. A child, that 9-year-old child, can take over, let me say, 1 hectare of land, and they are working on it. And if you see them working, you cannot even differentiate whether they are kids or they are adults, because even at that age they are being trained to behave as an adult, which is supposed not to be so. As a child, you need to behave as a child. That is it. There is no way you can force a child to think as an adult. You must force him or her to behave as such, but their thinking is still, their mindset is being coded or designed in a way to think as a child. So I feel he's based on agriculture, because when you go to these farming communities, most of these kids are being subject to farm, and they are believed that is where the money comes from. And when you go to the fishing community like the Dambai, the Oti River, you see recently they said what's the name? Is it not the Pantu, the boat? I think a boat capsized, and then the one control is
Was a child, was
12,
a
15-year-old child. So when you go to Damba, it's common. It's common. A child at the age of 12 years is in charge of the canoe. A child at the age of 11 years. Because even at that age, immediately you are born. If your father is going for fishing, you are with him. So at the age of 10 or 11, your dad expects you to know more than what he knows, and to do more than what he's doing. So the day your dad tells you that I'm not going, you go alone. And they are happy doing it. They don't even have it in mind that it's against the law. As a child, you are supposed to be in school as at that age. So he's based on agriculture, because when you look at the setting of this labor, child labor and all that, most especially in the farming communities, children are being forced to do so. Let me not even go far. When we take Jamestown, when we take these areas where the chocolate fishing, you get it. When you go there, you see kids, on the canoe, and they're happy doing it. They don't see anything wrong with that. So for us to bring all this whole thing about child labor to an end, I'm happy they are bringing out a policy that they can monitor, or are they not going to monitor?
Yes, an indicator.
Yes, an indicator to monitor these areas, and then figure out if these children are being subjected to do something that is beyond their capacity and their capability. So when they find out, then you need to be taken on. I'm happy they are bringing this on because things of these things are no longer even being discussed again. Something like child labor, child abuse, we are no longer talking about it. We are always basing on national issues. So I feel like this is very, very important. And then they need to educate this parent too.
Right.
They need to.
Miss Regina, why do you think we have normalized child labor in Ghana? An instance where you see a child doing more than he is actually supposed to do. Oko can say, oh, me person in needing. Is that how to do anything for a child?
So in our African space, they've forced a child to be an adult and they've normalized it. Child labor is not just child labor. It has a lot of contributing factors, and parents are number one. If you know you don't have the resources to cater for a child, we beg, use condom. Use condom. Use protection. Better still. Better still, close your leg. If you get money, then you can have unprotected sex. Simple as ABC. Because see, that 1 minute or 25 minutes of pleasure, like 5 minutes of pleasure. Now I call but then this child will be suffering. Why? It's very bad though. Sometimes when I see kids on the street begging, a bit more pure water, I'll be like, hey, where are your parents? This morning I was coming and I saw one young boy in a uniform. Numpo there, essence or a child labor. Hey, this just the uniform is so tattered. The socks no. In China, why na yes say, but or share. And the sandals no, I see no. Oh, forget. I was like, I just wish I had money that instant. Then I'll just take you somewhere, buy shoe for you, then you go to school. Because looking at how he's even dressed, how will you even concentrate in class? Because mind you, yes, they in Colonel Mabana say, you know, moon bois dear. Yeah, pay you for come the make a move where I must remain. I remember the last time one love that's me the way Mitchell Bono. So coffee, I'll catch up a person, I'm a bombra.
Let us do that too.
You know.
No, then I'm sure you haven't seen it before.
And then you at this your age, you are saying this. How when you grow up, oh, I may born a papa. Oh, where the and yet come no.
The real Regina.
And yet time or say Viata one the original Viata. So poverty is also one of them.
Yeah.
As we said, if you know the parent, as a parent, you don't have the resources to take care of a child, don't try giving birth to one. And also we have other parents who sell out their children to other people just because they want money. And also I think just last week or last 2 weeks, a young girl 9 years when she was about to be taken out of Ghana to Kenya. What they know Kenya. Her parents knew nothing about it. All they know is their child is missing. They had to track down, and at the day this child was being taken away, they caught them at the airport. And they had to arrest the woman also. Why are you taking a 9 years girl to Kenya to go and do what? Prostitution? What exactly? And in Ghana here we have people who are into child trafficking. They traffic children to your friend is saying your friend was saying pimp was saying they pimp children to adults to just have sex with them, molest them, and that is it. So with the child labor there, we have a long way to go when it comes to this fight. It is not an easy fight.
It's not an easy fight. Right, let's look at our last story briefly. Parliament to pass a bill for compulsory paternity tests for every child born in Ghana. Member of Parliament for Ahafo and not South East, Yakubu Mohammed, says he plans to introduce a private member's bill to make paternity testing compulsory for every child born in Ghana. The proposal means that every newborn baby would have a DNA test to confirm who the biological father is. According to the MP, the goal is to build trust between couples and reduce doubts in relationships. He believes this will help promote peace and harmony in families. He explained that the bill, if passed, would also ensure that fathers take full responsibility for their children. At the same time, it would protect the rights of children and help them grow up in stable homes without uncertainty about their parenting. Mr. Mohammed says the move could help reduce conflict in marriages and relationships that arise from questions about paternity. He adds that it will give parents peace of mind and allow families to focus on raising their children. He further noted that plans are already far advanced to present the bill in Parliament, and he is hopeful it will receive support to become law. However, once introduced, the bill is expected to generate public debate, especially around issues like privacy, cost, and whether such testing should be mandatory for all families. Should this be mandatory?
It's very important.
You think it
at the
is?
end of the day, if a husband goes to kill the wife, it will be a national issue. And also, ladies, oh God. See, this paternity issue is not only about ladies. Men are also part, because in fact they should also sign a bill for that. Men who go out and cheat and give birth to other children outside, they should also pass a bill. It's not only everything that will be about women. We are tired. And also to the men, if you treat your wife well, I'm not saying more treating someone is a yardstick for her to go and cheat, but it's a contributing factor. Some people need to be loved. See, for me instance, I was loved in my home, so there's no way you say something that it will get to me. I'll say my mind and that is it, because I know I was loved at home, and I don't need a man love to be complete as a woman. Women, we are already complete. But men men need love, women also need love. So they make it seem as if men loving women is a favor. How is it a favor? We are even doing a favor. Because when God created you, he says, oh, why uncle now? So we are very important. We are doing men a favor if they don't know. I'm telling them we are doing you a favor. The Bible Christ said this. We are helping you people if you don't know. So people be there.
A helper. Yes. God say, let me create a helper.
So people be there and be more treating women instead of you to pamper women. See, I heard of a story where one young lady got married to a man. She was, I don't know how to, but she's a blessed child. Anytime the husband more treats the woman, that day the husband's day would be spoiled totally. She man. But if he starts apologizing, pampering her, then automatically, like, more things, good things are coming into her life. And that's how women are. If you want peace, give a woman peace. If you want chaos, give a woman chaos. Women double what you give to them. So if you give them love, they will triple it. Masaya Eilas, baby, I'm chimia me then now domo from. Oh my God! Yesterday I said yes.
Yesterday you said yes.
I said yes.
Kinky.
So the paternity test is very important, and to the women, they should stop cheating. Men today should stop cheating. But how would you feel if you go and give birth to a child who you know say, "Hey, Sinam, you are not the father or the mother of that child, and you are taking care of that child for years."
It's painful.
Oh, I'll curse you.
Miss Debbie, briefly.
Yeah, so for the paternity test, in a way someone will ask, why paternity test? Is it that necessary? Does it mean that you don't trust your wife and all that? But there have been instances where paternity test is needed, where fathers go behind the scene to, conduct a DNA test, and then at the end of the day, they get to realize that this child that you've been fathering for 50, 20 years, it's not your son, it's not your daughter, and that is kind of very painful. And you see, this paternity test, in a way, is necessary because you can see some children, and then you ask yourself, where also be anymore. He doesn't look like their mom. He doesn't look like their dad. Just the behavior is like totally different. You get it. But we have some kids like that. they are your child.
Yeah.
But they look like maybe a family member, an aunt, or an uncle, or someone else. So you see, this paternity test is very necessary. Some women are not trustworthy
At all.
They are not. You've given birth and you know that this person is not the father of your child, but because you know that he's very rich, so I'll push the child to him, and then this child grows up knowing Regina to be the biological father, and then only for her to realize that Regina is not her biological father. How do you expect her to cope?
Yeah,
That-
stressing the child.
You get it? That is going to be very, very difficult. Like what they used to do of late. That is how it started though. A lady dating 3 guys. And then the guy asks him, I want to call your guy and find out, and ask him, who is your girlfriend? And then they will know whether she's the one or they'll mention another one. Then he was asking the interviewer, which of them number shall I give it to you? And the guy asked him, how many? He said, I have 3. Hey, dear, hey. It means I don't know whether she's in a talking stage
on
or
social media.
Social media, I'm telling you. And this is how it starts. So, 3, 2. I'm trying to look at their behavior, which one of faith. And then the one you feel like he is very rich, you shift it to him because he has also had an affair with you. Yeah. So for the paternity test there, for me, it's good. As a father, if you feel like you are not very certain of this child, and then you have to conduct a DNA test, there is nothing wrong with that. But trust me, there are women who will never do that.
Paternity test bill will soon be passed in Parliament.
And it's going necessary. We have a lot of bills to be passed on.
Thank you so much for joining us on the news review. Up next,
It's
we have
true.
Today in History with Miss Regina Bliss.
Bringing you today in history on this day, 1789, George Washington delivered the first presidential inaugural address to a joint session of Congress at Federal Hall in New York City. He focused on national unity, the experiment of American self-government, and his reliance on divine providence. United States and France complete the Louisiana Purchase. 1803, the United States and France signed the Louisiana Purchase Treaty in Paris, acquiring roughly 828,000 square miles of land for $15 million, which doubled the size of the UN. Negotiated by James Monroe and Robert Livingston. Under President Thomas Jefferson, the deal secured vital New Orleans port access and westward expansion for less than 3 cents per acre. 1975, fall of Saigon, South Vietnam surrenders, marked the end of the Vietnam War and the reunification of Vietnam under communist rule. North Vietnamese forces captured the capital of South Vietnam, prompting a swift, unconditional surrender and the final withdrawal of American personnel via a massive helicopter evacuation. Looking at some of global observances, Day of the Child, to promote international togetherness, awareness among children worldwide, and to improve children's welfare. It commemorates the adoption of the Declaration and Convention on the Right of the Child, championing education, safety, and rights for every child. Hairstyle Appreciation Day, to honor the artistry, skill, and dedication of hairdressers. It is a day to recognize professionals who enhance our confidence and celebrate the diverse, creative, and unique hairstyles that express personality. Lastly, Honesty Day. It aims to encourage honesty and straightforward communication in politics, relationships, consumer relations, and historical education. So today is a day to be honest. In fact, all days you need to be honest, especially our politicians. And that's all for today on Today in History and some global observances. Live on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina, for Today in History. Up next, you have Debbie's Grill.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear or favor. A pregnant woman in labor has died after the mother and child hospital in Kaswa allegedly denied her request for a cesarean section due to lack of available beds in its ward. The deceased, Opoko Abigail, according to her sister, had initially visited a private health facility for delivery, but was referred to the mother and child hospital after labor was prolonged. At the facility, however, requests by both the patient and her relatives for a cesarean section were reportedly declined by hospital staffs who cited the absence of an empty bed in the recovery ward. The family says Abigail died nearly 36 hours after arrival at the hospital with the baby still in her womb. Her death, which occurred on April 26, adds to what relatives claim are several similar incidents at the facility. A sister of the deceased, who spoke in an interview, called for a review of the hospital's operation, insisting their relative could have been saved if the request for a surgical intervention had been granted. Attempts to reach the medical director and administrator of the hospital for a response were unsuccessful, as hospital officials told says Central Regional Correspondent that both were unavailable to comment on the issue. This is very, very sad, and it all boils down to the no bed syndrome. Now, in the previous days, there was an incident where a young looking man lost his life because there was no bed to treat him when he was being knocked down by a moving vehicle. And as if that wasn't enough, yesterday I had a shock of my life when I saw this. I was like, come on, a pregnant woman who is in labor was being sent to the hospital, and because there was no bed, she wasn't attended to. And the family even demanded for an operation, because looking at her situation, living by herself will be very, very difficult. So why don't we just operate her, save the mother and save the child? They said there is no bed, and they never attended to this woman till she passed on with the child in her womb. You see, this no bed syndrome we are talking about, and it looks as if we are not taking it serious. Till it gets to your turn, you will not understand. Till that family member of yours becomes a victim of the same thing you refuse to take action on, you will not understand. This is pregnant woman, for crying out loud. Labor. I've not been to labor before, but per what I've heard, it is not easy. I remember I by chance one day visited the maternity ward, and I couldn't even stand. Looking at the way the women were wailing and all that, I mean, the pain they were going through, me as a woman or as a young lady, I couldn't even stand it. So it should tell you that labor is not a joke. It is a matter of life and death. It's either you go in and then you come back alive with your baby, or you don't make it at all. That is why any woman that goes into labor and then comes out successfully, they say it in an account language that yema afrimu, because they know that what you went in for was a war, and then you survived. You fought for your life, and then you fought for the life of that innocent child. And so any woman that goes into labor and then comes out safe with the child, they organize something like a ceremony for the woman and the child, the baby. They celebrate them because they know it's not easy. You are risking your life for another human. And then a pregnant woman has been sent to a hospital. But even if you don't have bed at all, I mean, do something. The woman is dead. The baby is also dead. A young lady, very beautiful. And at least she got married not quite long. She died just like that. This is something that can be prevented. The young man who also died in the same terrain his life could have been saved. That incident could have been prevented. But no. There is no bed. So even if there is no bed, is there no other alternative to save the mother and the child? You see, most of the times we blame the government, we blame the president for not providing. I know it is the responsibility of the government to ensure that every hospital have beds. But sometimes if the behavior of the health practitioners themselves, if you listen to the cousin of this disease talk, you will cry. You will shed tears, seriously. And most of them, they don't care. So sometimes I ask yourself, the profession you find yourself in, do you really understand what you are there for? Or do you really understand what you are doing? Do you have passion for what you do? Because to be a health practitioner means that you are someone who is very patient. The life of people, saving the life of people is your utmost priority. That is what makes you happy. When you save a life, it makes you happy. I have a colleague who works at Colibri, and she tells me every day. She says sometimes they have cases and then they have to even involve God. And she said when they are able to save a life, it brings them this kind of inner happiness. And any time someone dies because of their recklessness or something, she feels it. So, you know, these nurses, most of them are not there because of passion. They are not there to save lives. They are there because that is the only job offer they have. Or because there was an opportunity to their mamim koyebi. After I can't be in the house and be embedded. I don't want to be a nurse. So, but what I want to do, since I'm not getting the opportunity, let me just dive and go and do something. You have to look at yourself. What can I do? Yeah, I always tell myself that teaching is not my field. I cannot teach. I don't have the heart to teach you. If I'm teaching you, I want you to understand. I don't understand why you should come and tell me that I don't understand. Explain like how. So I know myself. So I won't even venture into the teaching field. If I go there, I can't. So I won't even venture into that field. Now back to what I was saying. It is the responsibility of the government to provide hospitals with beds. And that is why we are paying taxes. For the second time, we've lost 2 people. A mother and a child. They are dead because there was no bed. No bed like how? Hospital shouldn't be a place where we'll be complaining of we not having bed. Even if we don't have bed, there should be we should have abundance of bed to the extent that even if the rooms are full, you see this normal student mattress bed, they cry, lay it somewhere. Even if it is first-hand aid you are supposed to give to this patient to make them feel calm before when somebody is discharged, you do it. This is life we are saving. This is life we are talking about. Everyone has one chance, and that one chance is for you to live. When you die, immediately you die, it ends there. No one can retrieve you. This is something that can be prevented. Oh, Ghana. This is something that can be prevented. We could have saved the life of this mother and the baby. We could have. You see, now they want to interview the hospital, the administrator, yeah, normal. They won't talk. And they'll do everything possible not to be at fault. They will try their possible best not to be at fault. Looking at our age as a country, we are still struggling for beds in our hospitals. We are struggling. A common bed, hospital, they don't have it. They don't have it. And so they never paid attention to this lady. You know, sometimes you should fix your leg in the shoes of people and understand what they go through, how they feel. Because when you put your leg in the shoes, you totally understand what they were going through. A whole pregnant woman that was due for labor was not being attended to because there was no bed. And she just passed on just like that because there was no bed. To the health minister, please, there is a lot to do. A lot to do. Our hospitals should be provided with the needed equipment they need. And they should be well resourced. This no bed syndrome thing should come to an end. This should even be the last time we'll be hearing of such incidents. It's not pleasant to the ear. Please, we are begging you. We are begging you. If you are refusing to take action, when you get to your turn, that is when you will know how it feels. Prevention is better than cure. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Group.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie, for that girl. And thank you too for joining us on the Ghana Talks Before show. We'll be going for the news shortly. And right after the news, we'll be back with the second segment. Please stick and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Hello, good morning and welcome to the morning news update on Ghana Talks Radio. To some topmost headline for today, President John Dramani Mahama assures $150 million for West African coastal protection secured. Car Powership credit 450 megawatt emergency ramp up for easing power shortfall. Tech convergence demands artificial intelligence skills from journalists as the media evolves. Also coming up in the news, Parliament Water and Sanitation Committee demands Galamsey be declared national emergency. Presidential advisor commends Minister of Foreign Affairs diplomatic handling of Ghanaian attacks in South Africa. These and many more coming up your way shortly. President John Dramani Mahama has assured that $150 million allocated for the West Africa Coastal Areas Management Program remains intact and the project will proceed as planned. President Mahama said while inspecting communities in Fuveme affected by recent tidal waves. He disclosed that some other World Bank-funded projects had stalled with their funds being repurposed for other critical national priorities. The president's visit forms part of effort to assess the extent of damage caused by tidal waves in coastal communities and to reaffirm government's commitment to long-term coastal resilience interventions under West African Coastal Areas Management. The West African Coastal Areas Management Program aims to strengthen resilience of coastal areas in West Africa against climate change and natural hazards.
Mamao, thank you for welcoming us this afternoon. We got information about what happened with the sea breaking through. And so today we decided to come and take a look at what is happening. All this area is part of a project area that is called WACA, and it's a World Bank project. We already have done some work ourselves. Earlier, when I was president, we did the Kleotoko Sea Defense, all that area. Before that, Rawlings government had done the Keta Sea Defense, and then we also did Blekusu 1, and then Blekusu 2 is currently ongoing. The rest of the coast is supposed to be covered by the World Bank $150 million WACA project. And that includes this area all the way to Ketu South and parts of Angloga. And so as the minister told you, there's going to be sea defense, and there are also going to be groins built into the sea to break the currents, the strong waves, so that it will come back to the coast in a very gentle manner. There will also be planting of coconut trees on the beaches in order to stabilize the soil. They would also help with planting of mangroves in the estuary to defend the land against the sea's encroachment. The project stalled for a while in 2024, mainly because of the elections. And then when we came, we continued it. And so I'm happy to announce that the feasibility study is finished. They are at the design stage. After the design stage, they'll do the procurement. That is the actual construction of the WACA project. And so I'm sure that very soon, we'll try and speed it up. Very soon, you'll see that work will start on your coastal area. We tried to repurpose some of the World Bank projects, but as the minister said, we protected the 150 million that is meant for the WACA project. So your money is safe, and the project is going to go on. Some of the other World Bank projects stalled, and the money is being repurposed for other important priorities. And so I just want to ask for your cooperation as we continue the processes to do the work. But in the meantime, we will contact VRA to see if they can do some dredging in the main estuary so that it eases the pressure on this side. Normally, when the estuary is silted, then it looks for ways to join to the sea in other places. That is what is happening exactly here. But if we dredge it, it allows more water to flow out of the volta into the sea. So we'll take immediate measures to try and reduce the effect. But the long-term solution is the World Bank project, which we're about to start. And so let me thank you very much for your patience and your tolerance, and we look forward to your cooperation. Thank you very much.
You heard from President John Dramani Mahama. Away from that, Car Powership Ghana says its full capacity operation of 450 megawatts during the recent fire outbreak at the Volta River Authority control room helped prevent a more severe energy crisis. Managing Director Oxma Amonu says the company swiftly ramped up generation to full capacity following the incident, stabilizing supply at critical moments for national grid. This was after the fire at the Volta River Authority control room disrupted key transmission infrastructure, raising fears of prolonged outages. However, Car Powership immediate injection of 450 megawatts helped cushion the system and limit impact on consumers. He added that the incident reinforces the need for diversified generation sources and rapid response capacity to safeguard the grid against unexpected shocks.
During the period of the outage at the Akosombo, we've been available 100% throughout that period. And so we've been giving power 100% based on the contractual arrangement that we have with ECG. That's a 450 megawatts contribution to the grid. And it has been so since. So we have been stable, we have been reliable, we have been dependable even during this crisis period. So that means that you're going to have a deficit of an additional 450 megawatts to the already 1,000 megawatts that went out some time ago. So there will have been a gap in the supply profile for the energy. So as a company policy, our interest is to continue being a part of the success story of the socio-economic development of Ghana. And it's been our desire to continue having our presence here and also contributing to the energy sector. So as we speak, negotiations are still ongoing on the possible extension of our power purchase agreement with ECG. So it's ongoing, and that's, will I say, expresses our interest of wanting to continue doing business here in Ghana. Our chances look very good, look very bright. And will I say, if we talk of justification, I can say that there is a lot of justification. One, because we are very efficient in our operations. Two, our availability has been one of the best. And thirdly, we've been there at all times when there's a need for energy.
Digital marketing strategist Maxia Metogo says the rapid convergence of technology is transforming the media landscape and professionals must adapt or risk becoming obsolete. Speaking on the impact of emerging tools on journalism, he noted that while artificial intelligence may not replace journalists outright, reporters who refuse to adapt to the new digital tools could be replaced. He urged media practitioners to embrace technological convergence, stressing that skills in data automation and digital platforms are becoming essential for newsroom relevance and career growth. Ametogo's comments add to growing industry calls for continuous upscaling as artificial intelligence and digital media tools reshape content creation, distribution, and audience engagement.
You must learn the tools that will make you more functional. Like we always say that AI will not take the job of a journalist, but will take a job of the journalist who doesn't know how to use AI. But we are going to get to the level where we will all not be needed. We are seeing hints of it. You are seeing hints of it if you have AI agents that can write the articles and things for you. And it boils down to regulation. Maybe we need to pass a law so that some jobs will be left for the human beings to do, and then the AIs can also do the other jobs. You know, the Aku was assistant to the minister. Very soon, you call a government phone number, you can ask any question and it will respond in real time. Not the receptionist telling you, I'm going to look for the phone number for you, or I'll talk to my boss and get back to you. The AI has been programmed with a knowledge base to churn out that particular output. So we have to, in fact, be fast and work with technology. If not, we'll be left behind.
The Parliamentary Select Committee on Water and Sanitation is calling for the destruction of river bodies by illegal mining activities treated as a national emergency. The committee flagged ongoing galamsey activities as a driver of widespread water source destruction, undermining public health, agriculture and clean water access. According to them, the scale of pollution and degradation of river bodies requires urgent coordinated action beyond routine intervention. Treating the crisis as a national emergency, they argued would unlock faster resource mobilization and stricter enforcement measures. The call comes amid growing public concern over the turbidity levels of River Pra, River Ankobra and Brim, which serves as key sources for the Ghana Water Company Limited. The committee urged government, security agencies and local authorities to intensify efforts to halt illegal mining and restore polluted water bodies.
Western region and Shedan Kuyi, into see to me a Shekwan Befaswa, you bet me a CCNA, especially Senior Galamsey, a Saint Sunoa, Saint Sunoa can any problem, but we in Sua Yenum, no quite Faswa and why the call baby say a call Hoprano, no more the machines, Nigua, Omuye Juma, and you're good. As I say, a discipline kakra, because in Sua Benum dear, and Kai hold the old Baba ye, Galamsey Ayede. There is any money in a ye de Beko, Akoshe report, Yamikisho said, ye 2 more.
It's a serious issue. I think one of my key members, Haji Azuera, has suggested that we'll get Speaker of Parliament involved or inform briefing and get him involved and bring him, if possible, bring him to the area so that he will lead the advocacy to ensure that we solve this problem, because it is a serious issue. So when we get back to Accra, it's going to be one of the critical issues that we'll be looking at as a committee to find a way out. But I must say that I'm impressed with the performance of my colleague MP and his MC for Prestia Valley. They are doing very, very well, marvelously well. So I must say a big congratulations to them. They should keep it up and urge other MMDCs and MPs to work together to emulate from them.
In water supply, we have a number of small town water systems. We have one at Bepo that is serving a lot of communities around. We have another one at Aboso, another one at Prestia, and then another one also at Isu Siding. So they're able to serve a number of communities. And these are made from various boreholes that we have dug. We bring them together and then treat and then give it back to the people. So we are not depending so much on Ghana water, getting water from the rivers. And the major challenge is that, you see, as Assembly, as MP, we've dug a lot of boreholes, but the maintenance, you give it to the Wasan committee or other the unit committee. So they can't maintain it. So we have to go back and spend huge money to maintain those boreholes. That has been one of the biggest challenges. Instead of drain new boreholes, we go back to maintain the existing ones.
The senior advisor to President John Dramani Mahama on the Sustainable Development Goals, Dr. Nee Thompson, has commended the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Kujitoa Blakwa, for his response to reported xenophobic attacks and harassment of Ghanaians in South Africa. Dr. Thompson described Ablakwa's approach as firm yet diplomatic, noting how it reflects Ghana's commitment to protecting its citizens abroad while maintaining strong bilateral ties. He said the foreign minister's handling of the sensitive matter demonstrates tact and leadership in safeguarding the right and welfare of Ghanaians in the diaspora. The statement followed weeks of reported xenophobic attacks and targeted abuse against Ghanaians in South Africa.
And then lastly, I think we all have right of movement across the African continent under the protocols of the African Union. And that no one has a right, certainly not a private individual. If someone is breaking immigration laws throughout the continent, there are laws and organizations responsible for that. You cannot leave that to individuals to go punching people in the face, assassinating some people in some instances, and then we'll all keep quiet. Happily, no one in Ghana has threatened to respond in kind, and I hope no one does that. We need to be civil and civilized and rise above that. But I must also commend the Minister for Foreign Affairs for being very proactive, summoning the South African High Commissioner to Ghana and making his point clear, and also engaging the Ghanaian High Commissioner in South Africa to provide the necessary support. I was happy 3 days ago when I noticed video that there are actually some South Africans who are not only protesting, no, they were condemning the xenophobic attacks and also demonstrating. And I hope that we get more of that so that the Pan-Africanist agenda will be maintained and pursued.
Uncountable lives are lost as government hospitals grapples with no-bed syndrome. Kasua is of no exception, as Abigail Opoku, a pregnant woman, tragically lost her life at the Kaswa Mother and Child Hospital due to the unavailability of a recovery ward bed. According to relatives, medical staffs explained the surgery could not proceed owing to a lack of beds in the recovery ward. The claimant condition worsened during the delay. The incident has sparked concern over bed capacity and emergency response protocols at public health facilities. Meanwhile, the Kaswa Mother and Child Hospital is yet to issue an official statement on the issue.
The way I know soon, Eban, na sim be say or say Sony Bassa, it's na Colano. I'm sure na yin because in so na ebo akwala no by na no aso na eba no nti your corner some kaso be CS kra na maye pupu yeti ti me kra na me ka kire ne se o say no maka no mo se CS na bebo aye kra yenye ma no ensu no o se recovery ayema impa bi any recovery theater recovery ti e surgery kra na onya bibia ndawa recovery okwa no kwhwe no so no hu ye nti no ye ma ne time obewo you call bed 2 before 3 a.m. Kusia na pa ya manedru ya manehwe enu ana so oda ho my friend oma ba wonchen obi amba am nchen oma ma bibi daabi oma kadan daabi vitals mpo nkai so mo check here minim se me na me hu dia enu ana so oda wasa mun ka hwe o pray no pray kaso munye ni CS ni na o mefi.
In business, Ghana has begun the 6th review of its program with the International Monetary Fund, with the finance minister describing the country's reform program as a transformative journey and a clear success. The minister formally received the IMF mission team led by Dr. Rubin in Accra, reflecting on Ghana's recovery since 2022 economic crisis. Dr. Forsen said the partnership between government and the IMF has delivered strong and measurable outcomes. He expressed appreciation to the IMF on behalf of the President and the people of Ghana, describing the process as significant and anchored on discipline and difficult policy decisions taken in the national interest. While acknowledging the gains made, the finance minister stressed that government remains focused on sustaining momentum and consolidating the recovery. Dr. Forsen emphasized that the next phase of the program will prioritize policies that unlock private sector growth at scale with the aim of translating macroeconomic stability into tangible outcomes for citizens. He noted that although key macroeconomic indicators have improved significantly, government focus is now on the trajectory ahead, including shaping the next phase of reforms. According to him, critical decisions will be taken before the conclusion of the IMF mission to define the direction of Ghana's reform agenda. The IMF team described the review as a significant milestone and commended Ghana for the progress achieved under the program, acknowledging government's strong reform effort. Present at the meeting were Deputy Finance Minister Thomas Apem-Nyako, Chief Director of the Ministry of Finance Patrick Numor, Governor of the Bank of Ghana Dr. Johnson Asiama, and the First Deputy Governor Dr. Zachary Momuni. To sports, the Ghana Football Association has announced the timeline for the 2026-2027 Premier League season. The new campaign will commence over the weekend of September 4 to 7, 2026 and run through to May 28 to 21st, in line with the Football Association's approved 2026-2027 football calendar. As with the current format, league matches will primarily be played on weekends, while midweek slots will be reserved for only outstanding fixtures. Meanwhile, the Football Association also announced the start date for the 2026-2027 Access Bank Division 1 League. The campaign will gain and get in progress over the weekend of September 18th to 21st, with opening fixtures scheduled across all 3 zones. This season is expected to run through to May 24th, 2027, spanning a total of 30 matches weekend. In line with the league structure, all matches will be played on weekends, with no official midweek fixtures scheduled. In showbiz, Ghanaian DJ and media personality DJ Bredash is marking notable stride on the international scene as he combines music and cultural engagement during a visit to the United Kingdom. While in London, he paid a courtesy call on Ghana's High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, Sabazita Benson, and a meeting that included award-winning rapper EL. The engagements highlighted the role of Ghanaian creatives in strengthening cultural ties with the diaspora and projecting the country's image on the global stage. Discussions during the meeting focused on the growing influence of Ghanaian music abroad and how the creative industry continues to serve as a channel for cultural diplomacy and international representation. The visit comes ahead of a live performance in London where DJ Bredash will join EL on stage. The event is scheduled for May 2nd at the Camden Assembly, a popular venue known for hosting diverse international acts. The show is expected to deliver a mix of Afrobeat, hip-hop and contemporary African sounds. DJ Bredash will provide supporting set throughout the night, bringing his signature energy to complement EL's performance. EL, regarded as one of Ghana's leading rap and Afrobeat artists, is expected to perform a catalogue of his well-known songs, offering fans in London a lively and engaging experience. The event is anticipated to attract members of the Ghanaian diaspora as well as wider international audience, reflecting the increasing global appeal of Ghana's music industry. To some global update, a South African magistrate delivered a swift end to the legal troubles of Bellarmine Chatunga Mugabe on Wednesday. The court ordered the immediate deportation of the youngest son of the late Zimbabwean president, Robert Mugabe. This ruling follows a series of criminal charges and a plea agreement with South African prosecutors. Bellarmine Mugabe appeared before the magistrate court at the Alexandra Magistrate in Johannesburg. The 29-year-old pleaded guilty to brandishing an object likely to lead a person to believe it is a firearm. The court held that the first charge stemmed from an incident involving a toy gun rather than the live ammunition involved in separate charges. The magistrate imposed significant financial penalties as part of the sentencing. Mugabe must pay approximately 538,000 in fine. Specifically, he was handed a 400,000 rand for the toy gun incident and a 200,000 rand for violating immigration rules. Failure to pay this fine would result in a 2-year prison sentence. Magistrate Bushoff did not grant grace period for the former first son to settle his affairs. He ordered that Mugabe be taken by police from the courthouse directly to an international airport in Johannesburg. From there, he is to be sent back to Zimbabwe immediately. While the exact nature of his immigration violation remained undisclosed, his presence in the country was deemed unlawful. The legal saga began in February when Mugabe and his cousin Tobias were arrested following a shooting incident. The incident occurred at a mansion in Johannesburg where Mugabe was residing. An employee at the home was shot twice in the back during the altercation. Investigating officers informed the court that the victim received a compensation settlement of 250,000 rand. An additional payment of 150,000 rand is expected to follow. Despite the gravity of the initial charges, Mugabe pleaded guilty to lesser charges unrelated to the actual shooting through a deal with prosecutors. The missing status of actual weapons used in the shooting remains a point of contention for local law enforcement. The ruling underscores a rigorous application of South African Immigration and Safety Statute, signaling that the historical political stature of the Mugabe family offers no immunity from the country's judicial mandate. And that's it on the morning news update. Do well to log on to all streaming platforms at Ghana Talks Radio for more news stories. I will be back with subsequent news bulletin later in the afternoon. Until then, do have a good morning. I am Deborah Adoso.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Ghana Talks Radio, UK, Abrichimemu, Era from Ghana Muha at the sound system, which is spinning machine papa, a free amana never be good among Ghana Muha. It is a year, we engagement, we wedding, we birthday party. Political parties are more rally, some way more crusade. So we'll book carnival or any kind of event. Now we'll pay spinning machine papa a boa sound in the moon at the dia any may come for GTR sounds at the MAO. Your live band in so our tones at the frame ye beat me about the boa. Ama would you media woody and so at me I come up. Yawa enkan pupuni mantemo anya aponchi hotel a hope pepe ena yebutu odi anse wo be frɛ mpanifo ɛwɔ 0546 960510 GTR sounds emu ode angaza.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esina Ofiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
morning to you once again, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is your favorite online radio station. You're streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio, on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Do all to log on and send in your comments. We do promise to read them, and send us what you also think on the topic of discussion we are about to look at. But before we delve into the second segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, my ladies and I will be looking at some interesting news headlines, what is actually trending, what is happening. It could be social issues, health issues, any topical issues that is of concern and relevant to the audience. That is what we are going to be looking at before we come in with our guests with the main segment of the show. Sitting right here in the studios with me is Miss Debbie Adoso and Miss Regina Bless. Miss Regina?
Yeah.
Good morning to you once again.
Good morning.
You're welcome again.
Not thank you.
Why? You didn't want to come back.
Why should I say thank you?
Well, you have to say thank you to me.
No.
Why don't you want to say thank you?
Because I don't want to.
Hey. Last baby for the much papa. Hey, how far? What did happen? What is so?
Nothing, no, nothing. Just waiting to get something hot and spicy to eat.
And what's that? Don't tell me what I'm doing.
but for today, I'm craving for Korean noodles. Yeah.
Huh?
Korean noodles.
Yeah, craving for Korean noodles.
Korean
That one, how is it like? How
that
do
one
they?
is very spicy, very, very spicy.
Have you eaten it? Oh,
Hey,
why should I
my
even ask?
sister,
Of course.
very spicy. For you people, if you take one, you know it again. It's
Maybe
very spicy.
I'll be visiting the washroom frequently.
Oh no.
If I eat.
Yes. Very spicy.
Yeah.
It's a
Even
lot.
when a little bit of the oil touches your mouth, oh my god.
So how are you able to eat it?
Oh, I can. When you just get a cup of milk, you're good to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you complement it with milk.
Mhm.
It's best eating that way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna suffer.
Hey.
Oh my God. Miss Debbie, what is up? What they happen?
Where?
What is up? What they happen?
Oh,
Is the system treating you well?
Of course.
Oh, in which part? Which part of it? Is
Which
it
one of it?
transport? It could be anything. It could be general, something.
For the system to treat me well, it depends on you yourself. You can divert it in a way that you feel comfortable, even if the system is not being favorable. You get what I'm trying to say? So we are being surrounded by lots of things every day. Sometimes you don't even get vehicles, a lot of stuff, but you still have to make yourself comfortable to fit. So regardless,
You day inside. It's good to know. As you know, we're looking at some interesting news headlines before our guests come in for the second segment of the show.
hurry up, Paul. My food is getting cold.
We'll tell them to hurry up. But I'm sure they're on their way. They'll be with us shortly. Right, let's look at this. This is from TUC. Ghana needs policy shifts beyond inflation targeting. Deputy Secretary General of the Trades Union Congress, Dr. Kwabena Otu, has called for a shift in Ghana's economic policy framework beyond its current focus on inflation targeting, arguing that it limits efforts to address unemployment and direct inclusive growth. He noted that Ghana's monetary policy has largely been anchored on price stability, with the Bank of Ghana primarily relying on interest rate adjustment as its key tool for managing the economy. Dr. Otto argued that this approach underplays the importance of employment creation and broader development outcomes in economic decision making. According to him, other countries have expanded the mandates of their central banks to include job creation alongside inflation control, allowing for a more balanced policy approach. He cited examples such as New Zealand and the United States, where employment has been incorporated into central banking objective through policy reforms. Dr. Otto stressed that Ghana must rethink its policy framework to ensure that job creation becomes a central objective of economic management alongside price stability. He warned that without such a shift, economic policy risks remaining disconnected from the country's employment challenges. He cited, or let me say he quoted, "The only instrument we know the Bank of Ghana has is interest rate, basically inflation targeting, and that's what they do. That means also that the Bank of Ghana Act must change. You see, this inflation targeting started with the Federal Reserve Bank of New Zealand, where the sole mandate was inflation or price stability. In 2019, they amended their act and made employment generation, in addition to price stability, a second major priority for the Central Bank of New Zealand. The US followed and other countries also followed. So the policy framework must change," he said. This is from TEC. And they say that Ghana needs to shift beyond inflation targeting and create more jobs for the people, where he cited that New Zealand have actually adopted this policy and US has also followed as well, and primarily it's yielding positive results. So it's high time we also shift beyond inflation targeting. Anyone?
So when it comes to when it comes to inflation, should I say inflation being stable is essential when it comes to economy. But what I've realized is the government of Ghana, together with Bank of Ghana, their main focus is making sure that inflation is not really high. It is stable. That would not convenience the people. But one thing we are also, in as much as they are trying their possible best to solve issues surrounding unemployment, should I say the efforts they are putting in is not really enough. I remember during the first term of President John Dramani Mahama, they brought a lot of initiatives, and excuse me to say, all the time the initiative both administration brings on is just a nice policy, a nice initiative on paper, words, and at the end of the day, the long sustainability of it is the problem. That is the effective implementation. So let's look at the is it the 1 million code? Is it 1 million codes? 1 million codes. And Ejumera. It is there. Yes, the name is there. The name is in our ears. We know it. But how effective are these things? Me, so far so good. I've not seen how effective it is. But I know, or the impact. Youth are still complaining that there are no jobs. And it's true, there are no jobs. But why are there no jobs? There are no jobs because, excuse me to say, the youth are so reluctant these days. The youth are waiting on the government before they can at least get something to eat. Let's use these foreigners, for example. These foreigners come into the country. Within a space of 1 month, they've already found something doing. This Abuboya Abola, it was not a Ghanaian who started it, a Nigerian started it, and all of a sudden everyone is doing it. Scrap condemn, everyone is doing it. These phone cases and electrical appliances they push. Nigerians came, they started this. Now everyone is doing it. So is it that we do not have the ideas to start up a business, or what? If you are waiting on, in as much as it's the duty of the government to provide jobs, as a youth, if you keep on relying and focusing on the government, my sister, my brother, you will keep long. So we all agree that it is the duty of the government, but try as much as possible to also find something doing. Then it will balance with the expectations of the government. As it stands now, the government is already being weighed down with a lot of responsibilities. So you find something doing yourself, they also find something together with the inflation, everything is stable, then our economy would be very, very stable. No one would be complaining of inflation is high, high prices of goods, the salary you are taking is very little, but the standard of living is very expensive and all that. So you find something doing yourself, and that's his thing.
So just as she said, find something doing yourself. That means that more youth should venture into entrepreneurship. Right.
Yeah, so the government is focusing on inflation, targeting inflation and all that, but that is not addressing unemployment in the country. In as much as the government is trying its possible best to bring down prices, I mean, prevent the fact that there will be increments in prices of goods and services. It's not being shown in other critical aspects like employment. So what it basically means is that the government is solely fighting inflation, forgetting that even if we fight inflation and the prices are reducing, it doesn't totally mean that 99% of citizens who are not being employed are employed. So inflation can reduce, there can be reduction in prices of goods and services, and so we have people that are not being employed. So what should we do? So that is when the what should we do comes in. So we are fighting inflation, but we are not seeing its impact. So if we are fighting inflation and in the other hand, it's helping creating jobs, or maybe in a way employing people, or reducing the number of unemployment rate, then it makes sense. And then looking at the era in which we find ourselves, the government is fighting inflation and all that trying its possible best to ensure that the cedi to the dollar is stabilized, trying to bring out initiative and policies and all that, but still there is still rise in unemployment. So I think one thing we should be asking ourselves is how do we overcome this issue of unemployment? It's not only about speaking big English of how to stabilize their cities. We go to forums, seminars and all that. Even if we go there and we learn, what impacts are we bringing? How well are we going to ensure that these people are being employed? Because trust me, even if we have the mass being employed, or 99% of the youth be employed, and being taken home every month at salary that is handsome enough, trust me, even if inflation is high, it's not going to affect us. But in a case where maybe you've been receiving a salary of 2,000 from 2023 and up to now you're still receiving 2,000, but the phone you bought in 2001 or 2002, which you bought at maybe 1,500, as it stands now, is being sold like 3,000 plus. Then it means that in a way, are you the employee? Are you gaining? You are not gaining. Then not to talk of someone who is not even employed at all. How are you going to manage? So it's not only about focusing on inflation. We should focus on inflation and also focus on key things as well. Because the more reason why I feel like they are focusing on inflation is because if everything is reduced, automatically it affects the general shall I say the general public. It affects almost everything. If there is reduction in there is stabilization in the city or the economy, it reflects. Again, Nubiani say transport has reduced, petty things like pad and all those stuff has been reduced, so in a way you feel it, but it's not that much. So I feel like it's not only paying attention to that, but it's also when we are paying attention to stabilizing the economy and ensuring that either inflation is stable or it's being reduced, we should also pay attention to other critical aspects, so that even if it's stable or it reduced, it has a positive impact on the other ones as well.
Thank you so much. Let's look at our next news item. Hiring weakens as job adverts fall despite economic stability. Ghana's unemployment pressure remain pronounced, with new data suggesting that the recovery in the broader economy is yet to translate into meaningful job creation. Figures from the Bank of Ghana's March 2026 Monetary Policy Report show that advertised job vacancies, a key proxy for labor demand, fell by 4.9% year-on-year to 3,244 in February 2026, down from 3,411 in the same period last year. The decline, though modest on the surface, reinforces concerns that businesses are still hesitant to expand their workforce, even as inflation eases and macroeconomic conditions stabilizes. On a month-on-month basis, job adverts dipped slightly by 1.0% from 3,276 recorded in January, pointing to subdued hiring momentum at the start of the year. In cumulative terms, total advertised vacancies for the first 2 months of 2026 stood at 6,520, broadly flat compared to 6,465 in the corresponding period of 2025. Further evidence of a labor market that is largely stagnant rather than expanding. The data highlights a critical gap in Ghana's recovery trajectory, while key indicators such as inflation and exchange rate stability have improved. Businesses are yet to translate these gains into aggressive hiring. For many firms, the focus remains on consolidation, tight cost management, cautious expansion and productivity improvement rather than increasing headcount. This suggests that unemployment rates could persist in the near term, particularly for new entrants into the labor market, unless strong private sector growth and targeted job creation policies take hold. In effect, while macroeconomic stability is returning, the labor market remains under strain, underscoring the challenge of converting economic recovery into inclusive growth. As read, Ms. Debbie.
So we are all shouting, yay, the economy has been stabilized, but it's yet to manifest in reality. So, like, we are yet to see it. So in as much as we are happy that the economy is stabilized, everything is going on well, it's not being felt as it should have been. So it's yet to translate into massive job creation to employ people. So we've had instances where government said they've brought out initiative, they've enrolled people like 3,000 plus, they've brought out this initiative, say in agriculture, and then they've gotten about 4,000 people, they've dashed out seedlings to them, which means that those 4,000 people have gotten a job, because if the government is bringing out a tie and dye initiative and then they've employed 5,000, automatically all of those people are self-employed. Because if you are going to study that for 3 months, after 3 months you are a boss on your own, it means you have your job. That means that if we have about 1 million unemployed youth, and then the government has enrolled like 5,000 people to teach them hands-on how to produce tie and dye, how to design a dress, it means that out of that 1 million, 4,000 people have been employed. So the remaining are kind of less, or the number of unemployed youth has been reduced. But here lies the case. We hear of initiative, we hear of people, this number of people being taken in, and then at the end of the day, when you research, you still know that the number of unemployment is still high. So in as much as they are bringing policies on board, in as much as we are hearing that people are being employed, it's as if it's not even showing. So it means that there's more to do. This needs to reflect. There should be more job creation. If you are saying the dollar to the cedi has stabilized and the economy is moving on well, then we should get more investors coming in. We should have more people creating more jobs, and these jobs that are being created should employ more people. So if we are stating that we've gotten more investors into the country. We've gotten people with business ideas who have created their own jobs and they have employed people. Why are we still struggling with unemployment? So it means there is more to do.
So that means that at this juncture, the government actually needs to strengthen the private sector
more
to employ more people as well.
Even if you take a look at the system, private sectors are employing people more than government, because as it stands now, the government is saying that the role of employing people, I don't want to say the payroll, but shall I say, for lack of better words, let me just use this. The sheet on which they are employing people is full. The paper is full. So they cannot employ more people. The space has been occupied. The government institutions, they are full. This is because we have people who are aged 60, 70 years. They are still working. So how do you employ more people? It is these private sectors that are employing more people. So let me take the media house, for instance. How many media houses is owned by the government? It is only one or two. I think one. GTV, and what else? It's only GTV, right? Or do we have any other media houses that is owned by government? I know of only GTV.
I also know of other newspaper houses that are also owned by
government. I know of only GTV. Aside
the
that,
Ghana Publishing is also a government.
Okay, then I think Ghana News Agency also, or that one is a private. Well, so let me just take GTV. Aside that, 99% of all the media houses you get to know of are all private. They are private owned. TV3 is private owned. Joy News is private owned. TVXYZ is private owned. GhanaTalks Radio is private owned. A lot, like Metro TV is private owned. All these people and they've employed people. These are not government owned institutions. So what is the government supposed to do? Since the government is refusing to expand its territory to employ people, then you should support the private sectors. You support them to expand their territory. Then they employ more people into their working space. But when you don't support the private sectors, you make the work so difficult and then the burden will come back to you. With these nurses and doctors you're talking about, most of them are working in the private hospitals, not in the government hospitals, because the government hospitals they are being full by people who are old enough to go on pension and they are refusing to go on pension, and so the private sectors are employing more hands than the government sector. So the government sector will need to back these private sectors. I mean, help them. But what do we see? The government is rather taking taxes beyond what these private institutions are supposed to pay. You will be surprised to know that a foreign private sector in Ghana that is employing about 1,000 people is paying tax, a monthly tax that is more than what the company makes in a year. And sometimes the government do not even consider these people. They don't even consider them as people who help you or a helping hand to you. Because if a private sector is expanding its territory to employ more people and the government is burdening them with more taxes to pay, what are you trying to do? You are sucking them. I think there are times where some time ago there was this private institution that was shut down in Ghana because they said they were being taxed. The taxes they are being paid is more than what the company even owned. Oh, I've forgotten. Yes. And then they moved their quarters from they moved their quarters from Ghana to other African countries.
Is it global?
I can't remember.
Global also left due to the taxes.
So so it should tell you that the private sector are trying to help, but the government is also milking a lot from this private companies. But they are helping you because you are refusing to do your work and they are doing it for you. So the best thing is that the government will help them. It's not only about, the economy being good enough. It is good on paper. When you go on grounds, you know that the economy you are talking about on paper is not what people are feeling on grounds.
Miss Virginia.
So the issue is hiring is no longer going on, and job advert is also falling despite economic stability. So I would agree with Ms. Debbie. I would always say that when it comes to Ghana, we are only good with nice policies and nice initiatives only on paper.
Yeah.
Even with most of our laws, our legal laws, it is nice on paper, only in the constitution, but how effective it is not really effective. So with the government, I think the government has a lot to do. If they say things are stable now, are the people, in fact the consumers, are they feeling it? Do the consumers know that it's really stable?
Right.
An institution would not go and employ people they can't pay. Let's just use the Ministry of Education, for example. With the teacher recruitment, they said they only have 7,000 slots for about millions of teachers. At the end of the day, they said they don't have the money. And that is it. Even if a buying per say the economy is stable, now a buying ministry say they should tell you say the economy is stable, but it's stable only in the mouth and ears. But when it comes to the physical appearance of the economy being stable, that we are really enduring and experiencing it. So with the institutions, there's no way they would employ more than 50 staffs if they know that they can't pay the excess. They would have to go according to their means. I remember Sunday, a private owner, he has his own job, saying that at the end of the month he's supposed to pay his workers, and the budget is 800 something. Almost it's trillion, trillion. And at the end of the month, there's no money in the account, but these people are looking for it that you pay them.
Of course.
So you have to get it and pay them. For them, they don't care. They've done their job. They've been productive. So pay them. The money to you take it. Now and then, you will take it.
Of course.
So you have to go according to your means. Not because people are doing it, so you also follow. If you are capable of paying 10 workers, you employ 10, then you pay them. But if only the economy is really stable, and at the end of the day, the taxes you are paying, as you are all saying, is no more than you are free to employ as many people as you want. See, there are some institutions in Ghana who are not even paying taxes. The taxes, they've made up their mind that they will not pay. But when the law catch up with you, you would have to pay it. Because the taxes is compulsory. It is also serves as a revenue to the government. They also use it for other things. And to the government also, they should check the taxes. She made mention of some institutions leaving Ghana because of tax issues. And Glovo is one of them. And it got to a point where Big Pen also left Ghana. And other big institutions left Ghana because of taxes. Unfair working conditions. They need to check it all.
Right. Let's proceed. Our health minister has actually been sued for defamation. Yes, Akando. Lightwave e-health sues health minister over defamation claims. Lightwave e-health care solutions limited has filed a writ at the High Court in Accra against health minister Kwabena Minta Akando, accusing him of making false and damaging public statements about the company's operations and contract with the Ministry of Health. The suit, filed at the General Jurisdiction Division of the High Court in Accra, seeks a declaration that the minister's comments amounted to malicious falsehood and caused reputational and financial harm to the company and its affiliates. The company is also seeking an order for a public retraction and apology damages for economic losses, and any further relief the court deems appropriate. According to the statement of claim, Lightwave says it entered into contract with the Ministry of Health in 2016 and 2019 to provide electronic healthcare systems and services, which were successfully executed and validated by relevant authorities. It further claims that after the expiration of the 2019 contract in December 2024, it continued to provide services at the request of the ministry, despite the absence of a formal agreement and delayed payment. The company alleges that the health minister made several public comments between October and November 2025, which it describes as false and damaging. Among the claims cited in the suit are allegations that the company misrepresented the number of health facilities it had implemented, overbilled the government, and hosted Ghana's electronic medical records outside the country. The company also disputes claims that it received $11 million in 2024 and that it delivered only a fraction of contracted health facilities. Lightwave in its writ further states that the minister's comments were aired on media platforms, including a television interview, and resulted in reputational damage both in Ghana and internationally. It claims the remarks contributed to the suspension of a proposed $50 million partnership with the World Bank. The company maintains that all its work was properly documented and verified through Ministry of Health processes, and that the allegations were made without due verification. The writ, issued on March 23, 2026, demands that the defendants enter an appearance within 8 days of service or risk judgments being entered in his absence. The case is expected to proceed at the High Court in Accra. Health Minister, you've been sued by Lightwave. Let me read it, but is it to be sued? He has actually been sued.
Lightwave the same institution responsible for the drones? Or this is something else?
Think maybe
yes.
Yeah, so I think E is electronic.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
electronic health.
Yeah.
Care solutions.
So they said that the minister actually passed defamatory comments, and then due to that, they lost a $50 million partnership with the World Bank. So they're expecting the minister to come and retract and apologize for what you actually said, because it's damaging their image, it's damaging their reputation as well. So this is what they're asking the minister to do. The case is apparently in High Court. Ms. Debbie. So if he apologizes, does that mean that he's free to go, or there's a lot more to that?
You said if he apologizes.
Yes.
Doesn't mean he's free to go. I'm sure there is more to that. If the company is suing the health minister in court, he wouldn't be allowed to go scot-free. They are demanding an apology from him, and then aside that, I'm sure he will be fine. He will be fine. I'm not sure they will just leave him to go just like that. I was trying to find this thing, because I remember when the finance minister was appointed in his first term, there was this issue about this drone with the previous administration, where the drone will carry medications to rural communities where vehicles cannot pave their way to, and then they'll deliver medicines and all that. And then they said there's been some sort of misunderstanding where this people were not being paid, and so they were not being paid, so they stopped.
And no formal agreement.
No formal agreement, exactly. But the company is also retaliating back that, aside, even though they were not being given the needed money that they were supposed to be given, they were still working. Yeah, so why would you come out to make such false claim? So in a way, they are trying to say that the health minister was passing out a misinformation, and information that wasn't true enough. This one, since it's coming from the horse's own mouth, the company is saying, what you are saying is false. So there is no way we can sit here and say and fight for the health minister, because the company is saying that it's false. So it totally means that the health minister didn't do his homework very well before passing the message across, or what? Because that is what they are trying to say. If they are trying to debunk the facts or the statement of the health minister, it means that the health minister didn't do his homework well. And so this is in a way passing across information that does not exist. And this is the main reason why we keep saying that as an appointee or as a government official, before you pass out information, you need to fact check it. Is it right? That information you are passing across, how vivid is it? How true is it? I'm waiting for the response of the health minister, because as it stands now, he's yet
we also have to hear from his side. As well. Miss Regina, health minister, in trouble.
So with the health minister, so according to Light Wave eHealth, they are saying that the minister made this comment on a media platform, and also among the claims, it says it's misrepresented the number of health facilities it had implemented, overbilled the government, and hosted Ghana's electronic medical records outside the country. And also it claims it received $11 million in 2024 and delivered only a fraction of contracted health facilities. So as she said, we can't defend the health minister because he made these statements. And as an institution, a private institution, your reputation is very dear to you. There's no way as a photographer and someone comes to you and pays you amount of, let's say, 1,000 cedis, that, oh, take a picture of me, I need 5 pictures, and you do it, and this person comes out to tell the whole world that I paid her 3,000 cedis for 20 pictures and she only gave me 5 pictures. Would you be happy?
No.
In a way, even if I hear it, I'll not come to you. I will not purchase you. I will not patronize you. So you have every right to go to court and present your issues. Simple and tetia. So if the health minister also feels that what they are saying is false, then you should also come out with a backed evidence, facts, backing whatever they've said. Say, oh, what they are saying is not true. Then at the end of the day, on whole song, minister in a institution, they are suing the minister and our boka because they are buying some one you
but he spoke on behalf of the government.
Still, it is his cup of tea. If they had sued the institution and then they say buying
the taxpayers' money never go to as you know.
Now see we can still say the taxpayers' money.
Yeah. So we are waiting to hear from the minister as well, what he also has to say with regards to what this health institution is saying. But we are just hoping that it comes out positively. Thank you so much, my ladies, for joining me to, do some just by the way and look at some interesting news headlines. My guests are in, so we'll be delving straight into the second segment of the show. But we'll be back right after this break. Thank you.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast. French fries.
Koko Nikosi. Alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on GhanaTalks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues,
entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bliss,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio a ɛwɔ UK abrochimemu era from Ghana mu ha the sound system which is spinning machine papa every amana ne aba begu oman Ghana mu ha enti sɛ woyɛ ayie woyɛ engagement woyɛ wedding woyɛ birthday party political parties are moyɛ rally sɛ moyɛ asɔre a moyɛ crusade so wo bo carnival or any kind of event na wo pe spinning machine papa e bo sound no mu e de dia ene me kanfo GTR sounds e de emawo ye wo live band nso a wo to nsa e de frɛn a ye betimi ababeboa ama wo dwumedi a wo die ne so atimi aye kama pa ye wo enkran poponi mantamo anya aponchi hotel e ho pepepe e na ye butuo wo dia ne sɛ wo be frɛ empanifo e wo 0546960510 GTR sounds a more de angaza.
Good morning to you once again, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is your favorite online radio station, the only online radio station you can actually carry along wherever you go. Remember that you are streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio, on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Do all to log on, send in your comments, and let's get interactive right here on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is the second segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, and as you know it, we come along with knowledgeable guests who are going to be delving into the topical issues, the top issues. They are going to share their informed perspectives on matters that matter to you every morning right here on the show. So I have sitting right here in the studios with me two gallant gentlemen who are going to be delving into the main topical issues for discussion this morning. So I have right here with me the NPP youth organizer, aspiring, and also the aspiring youth organizer for Greater Accra region, Kwame Bekwe. Right. And we also have Honorable Daniel Kwapna Ampon, who is also aspiring to be the vice chairman for Amasamine, and he's also an NDC communications member as well. Good morning to you, gentlemen. Yeah, good morning. And you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Right, hope all is well. Hope the system is treating you well, and hope you have light as well. Wow, what happened? What's up? Why? Oh, really? Yeah, but you're buying fuel. We are buying fuel. And it's been reduced, right?
It's not reduced. D-levy is still killing us.
D-levy is still killing us.
1 cedi per liter. So
but comparing it to the previous administration,
this is even worse.
Oh, but previously we were buying fuel for 17 cedis, and now how much are you buying it?
Now fuel is even at 16 cedis.
16, and you were buying this formerly at 17
we weren't buying. There's no evidence that shows that fact.
Hey. Honorable.
Are we here to educate our audience or are here to propagate and tell Ghanaians most of the palpable falsehoods people normally listen? I love to stay with the facts and make things clear so that we can make progress. We don't need to be biased when it comes to national issues and what have you. I don't think my brother here wants to be very fair to Ghanaians. So me, today or this morning, I want to tell our audience and our listeners that we are going to deal in it and we are going to use facts, not hearsay. So far as you are going to lead us to row and deal into it, I know that if our listeners will listen and do their cross checks, they will see who is propagating and they will see the good things for them. Because we are all aware that for about 8 years, our transformers, our machines that gives us light, even the maintenance has become a problem. And we are all aware that our nation address from our president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he stated it emphatic and made it clear that transformers are coming so that we can at least upgrade and change most of them. So why do we play the ostrich way? Because maybe Kwaju or ER is telling you, hey, man, we are Ghanaians. Look, elections, we've finished the election. We are building a country, right? The accounts normally say, what's on your town? And I don't think this is the right time for us to be doing all this. Let's make progress by saying the truth when you ever come to the air, so that we will know that this president is doing this guy is doing this, and we make progress. So before that, I'll say a big thank you to my incoming national vice chairman, Alhaji Adamu. He's a very working hard man across board, and I know that with him we are going to maintain power, remain in power until whatever God will give NDC. Fast forward to Amasama Konji, my boss, Adam Kokwa Fanyo. A big thank you and a big good morning to you for what you promised the constituents. I know, and people are now feeling it that you are delivering. To my hardworking MC, Suwanai, I say a big good morning to you. Good morning to you, and to all my delegate branch coordinators and all my constituents. This is the time for us to change and vote wisely and bring people on board so that we can steer the affairs of the constituency and make sure things work together for all the NDC people and people living around Amasaman constituency. Thank you very much for making
Thank you too. Right. Let's get into the issues. So our first topic we'll be looking at the energy sector crisis. Due to time, so we'll be running a bit because you were quite late. So looking at our energy sector, one may ask that, are we having a technical challenge or we are facing a financial challenge when it comes to our energy sector? I'll actually begin with you, Mr. Kwame. How would you describe the current stage of our energy sector?
Thank you, my dear sister. Good morning to you and your viewers and then your listeners. Good morning to the incoming president, Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia. Good morning to all constituency executives in Wejagbawe constituency and Greater Accra region. You see, we are dealing with issues of energy. People's livelihood are based on energy. We brought a lot of EVs in Ghana, and the EMs, that's electric vehicles and electric motorcycles, just to reduce fuel and all of those things. That was why President Mahama said the Ministry of Energy and Green, whatever. 10 years ago, President Mahama took the entire nation into doomsday. Right after 10 years, Nana Addo came into power, the former president of the republic. This man's name now is Okundum.
Whose name?
That's His Excellency, the former president, Nana Addo Dankwa. When he came, the country ran into debt. as at the then NDC government, they ran the country into debt, so they didn't know what to do about the energy sector. Nana Akufo-Addo came into power and transitioned everything, and then Doomsor ended. 10 years on, we gave His Excellency President Mahama another nod to come and take over. And we are experiencing the same thing. Meaning, he doesn't know how to lead the country. We depend on energy. As we are sitting here, we are dependent on energy.
Of course.
So if, for instance, each and every day, your station is going off, how are you going to make productivity? Meaning you are going to lay off workers. Another unemployment rate. We were promised a 24-hour shift economy, 3-shift economy. Today, as we are speaking, how would that even be possible? They've not been able to deliver that promise, and we are facing challenges with energy. Look, I have some mothers in Tema Fishing Harbour. Today, they are crying. Why are they crying? Ask yourself. Because they depend on energy to power their cold stores. They are losing millions of Ghana cedis in the last few months. And you know that this Doomsor thing started in December.
Oh, really?
Yes.
We actually started experiencing this.
Yes, we started in the Ashanti region.
I think
in the Ashanti region, I'm telling you on a fact. It started in December. Then now it came nationwide. Each and every day we are having challenges. Now, when you meet an NDC communicator, instead of them finding a solution to the problem, telling Ghanaians what the real issues and facts are, they come and tell you pythons, lizards, snakes, and all other things were the reasons why we are having Doomsor, because they are underneath the water. How would pythons live underwater? You know, Ghanaians are smart as I'm speaking to you, and Ghanaians are going to punish the NDC to come 2028. The reason being that is, look, we have imported vehicles into the country, that is EVs. Now we are unable to charge EVs. We are currently having transport systems, issues with the transport systems. We are unable to buy fuel. We are being charged for D-levies. We are paying 1 cedi per liter. If I'm buying 200, about 30 liters or something, I'm paying extra of 30 Ghana cedis. We are not finding solutions to problems. Then we wake up the next day, we are told the CEO of GhanaTalks should set aside. An engineer who has worked for so many years.
But he hasn't been sacked.
He's been told to set aside. You know,
because they are having an investigation. But don't you think that is the right thing to do?
That is not the right way. Look, the man is there to expose the rot that is happening. The country doesn't have money to buy fuel. When he tells you that, when my brother sits here and tell you that, look, we have, what's the name? He says, what did he even say? We bought new transformers. How long does it take to even change a transformer from one constituency to the other?
How long does it take?
How long does it take? Even changing a transformer.
No, I'm asking you.
I'm just telling you, I'll come to that point.
He said 3 months, the whole
No.
He said 3 months.
He says what, 3 months? The thing started in December, and we are not able to find solutions to problems. It started in December. I was in the Ashanti region then. My office is in the Ashanti region, and I'm telling you, the Doomsor started in December. Yes, it started in December.
I'll come to
and I'm telling you on the fact. Look, Ghanaians are not dumb. Let us face the reality and tell Ghanaians we have challenges in pouring or supplying electricity to electricity. GhanaTalks has issues supplying to Electricity Ghana for the distribution. So Ghanaians should understand that there is no money, and this is where we are going to find ourselves in. Nigerians know that, look, they have issues with power, so they've come to understand. Come and communicate to us and stop telling us lies.
So what the minister is saying, he's lying?
Oh yes, the minister is not being truthful.
But where are you getting your information from?
Look, we have an in-depth investigators that go down to work. You're a journalist,
so
and I can put you to the task to go to GhanaTalks yourself, go to electricity company of what's the name, Akosombo, sorry, Go to Akosombo and go and do your background checks.
But why
you see, when people come out to say things, you can also do your background checks to confirm and affirm what is happening.
But why haven't this investigator that you are saying is on ground actually brought this to light?
We, as the MPP, you understand, we go down to find, now as I'm speaking to you, Mahama is owing us. He's owing us, or there's something in Akana, or the Yaka, Koko for, or the Omoka. You realized we went deep down to do such an investigation, and we came to publish it to Ghanaians. And that is what we are doing. NDC government, as we speak, is something they should look at. It's something they should come out fair, free and fair, and let them be accountable to Ghanaians, and stop playing these tactics and antics with Ghanaians that pythons and all of those things. We are changing transformers. These same transformers that came to the Tema port, they ran them down, and where they diverted those transformers to, we don't know.
Right. Thank you.
My sister, the NDC will be punished, and Ghanaians will punish them in 2028.
Ms. Ampo, do you think that Dumso will actually lead your party into opposition? Because looking at the survey, I don't know if you've seen the survey happening on social media, and I don't know if you've also read the comments. And there was a poll if NPP should come back, or they would like to maintain NDC as Dumso. I don't know if you've seen that survey.
All these things
but
is
but that aside.
All these things is
yeah.
See, when I was doing my submission, I said something that we need to truthful to Ghanaians, and we don't need to propagate things of national interest, things that we feel at a daily basis. Look, I want all our listeners to understand. Let me read this thing. The Ghana power sector is weighed down by a huge debt, not our regime, running into billions of dollars. The key institution, electricity is one of them. Company, fine. What are the main problems that we are having? We need to look and search and fish out those problems. Before coming back to the problems I have listed here, they were in power for 8 good years. We left a badge for them for backup energy for solid 8 years. Let's be very sincere to ourselves. President Mama read the State of the Nation, telling Ghanaians that there may be the transformers. Ask my brother sitting here, even one. You understand? And we made Ghanaians understand that this is what we are going to do. Changing of transformers nationwide, it's not a joke. 2, and quite unfortunately, we all saw what happened about 4 days or at least 7 days ago, right? About Great Coup. And I know my brother is aware, Ghanaians are aware. There were 6, I think, issues that we had. Right now, as we speak now, we finished with 5, left with 1. Even the minister came out and gave us about, I think he said in 2 months' time. When did he had that press conference? Less than a week, right?
Yeah.
That means we are around the clock working. Look, NDC is in such a way this time around that we are not going to leave any stone unturned. We are working. The problem we are having now is, 1, let me go to the problem. Financial, the main financial problem include low revenue collection. When it comes to that, is the power thefts is among.
Yeah.
Yes, unpaid bills.
People are consuming, but they are not paying.
Inefficiencies. Look, let's be very serious and tackle the issue, and stop propagating. Say, if we come to what is this area? Anyasotum. If they are going to do a serious investigation, it will be either 70-30 or 60-40. Either will be 60. Either Abayan 30. Do you understand? So we should face the real issue and stop diverting and doing politics with this. If you are going to do politicking with this, for 8 solid years, you can check, Google and check, and then power energy sector. They even promise a Palugu Dam or Penny Cotton radio baby, cast a Palugu Dam. Yeah, like if Palugu Dam was done, what transpired about 3-4 days or a week ago, won't we even switch it? Do you understand? So if you are facing facts, let's stop this politics. We are not in a campaign season. 2, high cost of power generation, especially from independent power producer or producers. And 3, subsidies and on underpriced tariffs. As in how? These are the things Ghanaians want to listen. Legacy debt and power contract structure. We came, ECG was having so many debt. Google and check. Do you understand? So we should stop all these things. Look, Ghanaians and the youth right now, they read, they understand. So and yet the better radio in a way, show facts, show work. So me, I'm not here this morning to come and propagate and say certain things. But the other one, me, I catch the TV. So the person picks his phone, he can check and say, oh, it is true. But every day you come and propagate, who will take you serious? Look, the MPP, they are not serious. So if they are a serious party, they will do real proper analysis, proper investigation, and come out with something tangible, so that it will solve problems, it will solve solutions. But rather adding up, saying certain things to Ghanaians, say I can. Do you want to come to power? You cannot. Because Ghanaians are not ready to bring a president who will tell the chiefs to stand up with their left hand. Ghanaians are not ready to tell people, a president will come and tell his citizens that he's going to arrest the dollar. Look at our indicators, financial, when it comes to our fuel. You can check everything. We are on course. My brother was talking about this thing. He was talking about not full. Help me out. He was talking about okay, to come. Let me continue. He made mention of so many things that are propagating that will not add up to the issues of what we are experiencing. You came 8 years. We saw what you did. You said you arrest the dollar. Where did the dollar went? You said you were economic misery. Where was the economy? Do you understand? So let's not go back and be saying old school things, but let's talk about things that Ghanaians are feeling now. Because inka ube here the 3 words inka ube here inka share me or whatever. You came and tell us what did you deliver? Nothing. Do you understand? So we came trying to fix the mess and make progress. Yes, he talked about 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy that he was talking about. 1, you know, you cannot just turn up and begin by doing 24-hour economy. You need to go through parliament. There's a serious process. The endorsement from the president, they need to come into law. Then we start moving. The same thing goes to this contract thing. Look, if it comes to road in this country, we know we have more road issues. And you cannot, and I'm saying it, you cannot, on record, fix this road by going into this same true processes. You need to fast track it. How do you do it?
Right. So
by finding an easier way to fix our roads. It's the same thing. And with this 24-hour economy, you need to go to that processes so that any government that comes is in the law already, that anybody that takes up the mandate can continue. So if you are talking about Ghana, the option is not Dr. Baumia. The option is not the MPP. We saw what they did.
Right.
They cannot help the country. So they should keep mute and watch us govern.
Right. So in early 2024, we actually experienced outages, which was between February and April 2024. And what the government told us was that this was actually blamed on fuel supply and also terminal plants and financial constraints within the energy sector. How different is this from what we're actually experiencing today?
You see, there's no serious person that would believe whatever he's saying. Just as you raised in 2024, we were experiencing that.
Yeah.
We told Ghanaians the issues on the ground. And Ghanaians came to understand what is happening. And we want to tell NDC to face the reality and tell Ghanaians the truth. The NDC said in their policy, 24-hour 3 shifts, he was explaining it. You see how he was shaking when he was explaining it? Because they are not being truthful to Ghanaians. He said he is the same person who mentioned that in the last 8 years, what did President Akufo-Addo did? Mentioning that His Excellency Dr. Baumia said this and this to arrest the dollar and all of that. And I can say on authority that today, as I'm speaking to you, when you look at the NDC government from 2000 and when Atta Mills came into power, there has never been any social intervention programs. When you start from MPP, President Kufuor's time, President Kufuor is known for the NHIS, free maternal health care. President Akufo-Addo, in the last 8 years, provided us education. Today, free SHS is all across Ghana. Today, free SHS, I'm speaking to you, the first batch of people are running their national service. Free SHS. President Akufo-Addo is known for such legacy. When we come to infrastructure, look at the Pukiasi interchange. And look at all of these things that the MPP did. I'm just trying to educate him and let him understand some of the key things.
Who started Pukwasi?
No. The key things.
No, you talked about.
No. Let me land. The key things Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the Baumia-led government did. One other thing we did was one district, one factory. Today, where's one district? They are collapsing one district, one factory. As I'm speaking to you, President Nana Akufo-Addo, when you come to the healthcare, he provided 276 ambulances when we're having challenges with our healthcare issues. President Nana Akufo-Addo thought about the health of Ghanaians because health is wealth. When President Mahama was given the opportunity 10 years ago, you know what he did? He brought us Oniado vans. The Oniado ambulances that he brought is still like sitting at Kolebu rotting. The vehicles have broken down. Vehicles that has never been used before. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia brought in the digitalization drive, Ghana Card. He brought in mobile money interoperability. Previously, we were unable to send monies from one telco to another telco. Fast forward, we are able to do that.
Right. So
President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is the same person who brought this digital system. What's the name? The digital addressing system. I'm educating him. In 2019,
I actually want you to answer.
In 2019, COVID-19.
So we don't sway from.
No, we are not swaying. I'm just trying to hit his point
No,
so that he
answer the
gets to
question.
understand that. Look, the MPP is a serious government.
And
we need to educate Ghanaians. We need to educate them. Our healthcare system, we brought Agenda 111.
Come to Amasan. There's nothing like
the agenda 1111.
There's nothing like.
You see, so that's why I'm saying that. Look,
there's nothing.
Our healthcare systems in Ghana was corrected by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and I can say on authority.
How many agenda?
In 2019, when we were hit by COVID, we were providing Ghanaians with free water and free electricity.
It is a lie.
Nobody was paid. Nobody was paid.
It.
Nobody was
paid.
paid. If I'm giving you something free,
I won't sit
if
here
I'm giving you something free,
and keep mute and you be lying to
I gave you.
Why do you lie
I
like
gave you
that?
constant energy.
Look, let me
for
tell you one thing.
24 hours.
I'll come in.
I gave him constant energy for 24 hours.
I have a list of things they did.
We brought a social intervention project.
Stop lying to me.
We brought school feeding expansion.
Right. Now to my question.
To your question, I'm answering your question. I'm answering your question.
Right.
So I want to expose the NDC. We have to teach them a lesson.
That is why you are in opposition. You won't come again.
So when Napo was actually
repent.
called, he said that it was actually doomsday.
Yes.
And hearing from President Mahama equally, he also mentioned that they are changing transformers. So
it is not true. It is not true.
No,
they are not
what?
changing any transformers.
So
they should give us evidence of what the transformers they are changing.
Come to circle. Look,
what circle? No. Which part of circle are they changing transformers?
Between Rice and Vodafone.
You are not changing any transformers.
Stop lying to
Ghanaians are not
dumb.
No. Ghanaians are not dumb. Ghanaians are not dumb.
They will feel it and they will see.
And nobody is feeling. We are feeling doomsday. We are feeling doomsday as I'm speaking to you.
Doomsday is something deliberate.
It's
that you tell Ghanaians that I have a timetable. So as chairman, you are going off from this day to this day. Look,
ask them that.
Your minister,
the same loading schedule you are talking about. The same loading schedule you are talking about. Ask them. The same loading schedule. You can go off for 24 hours, but the schedule will tell you that you are supposed to go off from 8 to about 12.
This is not doomsday.
This is doomsday, and I'm saying on the fact and authority.
And we are solving it.
Which crisis? When you don't, there's no money.
Tell
Ghanaians that there is no money. Ghanaians should know that there is no money to buy fuel.
At where?
The government doesn't have money. Government is not even able to pay contractors.
Let me give you this.
Wait, so let me read this. This is from Ghana Web. From Ghana Web, they are saying that from February and April 2024, the governments largely blamed the power outages, fuel supply shortages for terminal plants, and financial constraints within the energy sector. So this should actually tell you that this is actually a legacy problem that Ghana has actually been.
It started from President Mahama's time.
No, it is a lie.
It started from President Mahama's time. President Mahama was given the opportunity, and he started it from that time. Look.
Now, so there's a crisis. What is the minority actually recommending that the government actually do?
Currently, the minority is recommending the government to speak truth to power. And stop. The government should tell us, Ghanaians, look, we are having challenges. We don't have money now. Currently, we'll look for money and then come and solve the problems for Ghanaians. When you tell Ghanaians that, it gives them some certain relief that, look, anytime, any day, when the government comes, we are communicating to them. And this is what the government, the minority of the day, is telling government to do. But we shouldn't lie to Ghanaians. Like, how would you come and sit like a daycare school? Then you come and tell me that pythons are... Come on.
Mr. Kwame, I would really love it if you actually prove to me or show facts that what the minister is actually saying is a lie. I really love it if you have a video or any script, you send it to my producer.
Yeah, after the show, I'll send it to the producer.
We want our audience to also have a look
at it. Yeah, so after the show, I'll send it so that...
No, you can actually do that now.
That is what I'm looking for. No, you don't tell me I should do that now when I've done the proper investigation.
You are claiming, so you actually back it.
That is what I'm telling you. You see, one of the most difficult jobs today to do. One of the most difficult jobs to do today is to become an NDC communicator.
Calm down.
Because they can't propagate the truth.
You said the minister is lying. Thank you. They are not changing transformers, and then it's due to financial constraints and then all of that. Right. So in order to prove yourself clean and also tell us that this is actually what you are seeing, it shouldn't be just words, but it should also be based on
Look, when you are facing reality, that is the fact. There is no money in the system.
So that means that you are not seeing any transformer being changed.
I'm not seeing, because let me tell you, in my own constituency, most of the transformers are even new transformers that were changed during Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. These are new transformers.
But you are aware that these transformers are overloaded?
They are not overloaded.
How would you know?
Because let me tell you, at every point in time, right, when you come to my constituency, there's several maintenances that goes on. So when we realize if we are overloaded, you know what's going to happen? We'll be having light fluctuations. You understand?
But is that not what we actually experiencing with the fire outbreak and everything?
There is no fire outbreak anywhere during Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's time. He is not ready to speak truth to power.
He's not ready to make Ghanaians understand the real situation. He's not ready to say the truth because, one, the MPP don't have Ghana at heart. Two, they only think about themselves because we gave them 8 years and they mess the economy, they mess the energy sector, and the legacy debt. If it's 2 million Ghana cedis, they added quadruple of that. And we came in, paid, and we are still making sure Ghanaians will have light.
We will not sit. We will not sit.
Trying to propagate.
We will not
and
sit
I know
for lies to happen in Ghana.
Let me hear.
And I know the good people of Ghana can read and understand and do more search and get the facts. So there is no amount of lies you come here and sit and spew that they will believe you, because this is a president that listened. This is not the kind of president that he will govern with only 3 people of his family members. This is the kind of president that he will use the old people, and we are all aware. The former
when people want to speak
Kumasi
about
mayor
when people
told
want to speak
Ghanaians
about
that they should told Kumasi people that they should go.
I have a question.
I'll answer you with facts.
Mr. Ampon. So in the early days of 2025, when you actually assumed power, we were actually having stable electricity. At what point did you actually realize that we actually had to problems and we had to fix them? And how were you able to manage the situation for we to have stable power during your first tenure? And what then happened in your second year?
You can quite remember when we came, the minister came out and said, instead of them leaving a certain amount of fuel in the system, they actually squashed all, thinking that they will say, oh, you're kind, doing so people do, then we manage it. But because President Mahama is the experienced president and know what he wants to do, that is why if you check the Station of the Nation address, he addressed it emphatic that we need to do some upgrade and some changes.
Right.
So I would say that it was just a coincidence that this thing happened at Gridco.
Does that mean that you didn't see it coming?
No, that one, nobody will see it coming.
It is a lie. It is a lie.
Gridco, I'm talking about it.
Not the fire.
I'm talking about the fire.
Changing of the.
No. It was a deliberate something that we are going to change.
So were Ghanaians informed about?
Yes.
Earlier.
Yes.
Even before the minister came out to.
Yes.
During the government
Yes.
accountability.
Unless the MPP people would be championing all this thing, this propagating, but we did. We did it. So what I want to tell Ghanaians this morning is, look, if you want the best managers of the economy, if you want to see the future, if you want a party that will be ready and take up the mantle, not putting blames on the previous administration, is the NDC. We are not blaming anybody for anything, but we are going to make sure Ghanaians will have light and have excess light. You are quite remember the minister gave us, I think, 3 months or 2 months.
Yeah, 3 months.
So let's see. It will not even be up to, and I put it on record, it will not even be up to. We are working around the clock and making sure that we will get things done.
Right.
So I will encourage Ghanaians that we should try as much as we can do to be paying our bills. Look, it's part of it. Sometimes we come to air, we'll be saying a different thing, maybe all the issues, but we are not tackling our behavior. I'm a Ghanaian, and I know how Ghanaians do things. He wants to enjoy it more and pay less.
Right.
How is it possible?
Do you think it was a good idea telling the Greco chief executive officer to actually step aside?
That is how we.
Why was it? Why
that is how
the
we
minister,
go. That is how we go about investigation. If we will not politicize all these things, it's like, let's say we are here and there is issue, right? And you are a boss, right? And before, if it's good, it's the boss. If it's bad, equally, it will be the boss. So if it's bad, maybe the workers can't look straight into your eye and tell, oh, your boss there is a boss. But if you step aside, you won't come to work maybe a month or two, so that they will do a serious investigation. I think they will get the facts right, and no one and nobody is saying the CEO is sacked, which it will not happen. After investigation, he will come back for questioning and then we'll make progress. Because
Right.
it is Ghana first, not like the MPP that they do MPP first. Ghana first, Ghana first. So the CEO, the Ashantis will say, and also unless after in the investigation there are things that he needs or questions that he needs to answer, and that's it.
Right. So what do you make of the assertion that the energy minister should actually resign? A call from the minority. What would you say to that?
This is one of the misleading statements they normally do. Look, we know the energy sector from time immemorial. We have issues. You see, the reason is if we don't come clear and make Ghanaians aware that there is problem. I made mention of some of the things. Look, we don't normally pay what we're supposed to pay for government.
Mm-hmm. That's very true.
Do you understand? The collection is poor. The illegal things that we do is too much. Look, we need to educate our people and let them understand that at least, we should pay what is due for the government so that he will deliver. Because one, we cannot stay mute. We cannot not be paying what we're supposed to pay, and we expect the government to do all for us. It is impossible. It can't happen.
It can't happen.
So I'm pleading, and I'm telling Ghanaians, all our worries will be fixed in less than 3 months. In less than 3 months, because we even came to power, they left us about a week or two full, but we manage it. So we should. This tells you that this is an issue that we need to solve, but it is not when we come to power. It is there from time immemorial. But the NDC, anytime that we comes to power, we try to manage and make sure we gain more power to supply to our constituents and the whole nation, and even across board, Togo and we are aware, Burkina Faso, Benin, and what have you.
Right. Doomsor is already here, as others will term it.
It's Doom CC.
It's Doom CC. What is the swiftest solution you will recommend as a minority to the government?
The swiftest solution
Yes.
we will recommend to
Because
the
it's already
government.
here.
It's already here.
We are
We'll
all
recommend to
affected
the
by it.
government is for the government to look for finances and then pump into the energy sector.
Where are they going to get the money from?
One,
Because the D-levy that we are paying, we are also complaining.
Yes,
that
we are. If they are collecting the levy,
But haven't you seen the
that's
impact of the
that's the
D-levy?
Doomsor levy.
Haven't you seen the impact of the D-levy?
What impact?
Did you hear from the
No, what impact are we seeing from them?
finance minister?
No,
the
what
debt we actually paid. At
What-
least
what-
we've been able
what-
to
what-
pay
what-
some
what-
of
he's
the
not a
debt.
Ghanaian, for
No,
now.
no.
he's
What
not a
what
Ghanaian.
impact?
But we've been able to
Do
pay
you know
some
how
of
much?
the debt.
Do you know how much it's costing us as Ghanaians? Do you know how we are feeling it in our skin? It's because we have tough skin. If you are saying you are taking D levy and you are paying debt, go and use the same D levy to buy fuel supplies and then power. Give us 24 hours.
But you're equally complaining about paying the D-levy. So
No, I'm
if-
complaining about it, but I should feel that impact. That look, if I'm paying for it, I should get results. If it doesn't give me results, then I don't see the reason why I need to continue paying for the D levy. And like I'm saying today, Ghanaians are complaining bitterly about the NDC government. NDC government has nothing to offer Ghanaians. The leader of the party, that is president, the leader of the government of the day, has nothing to offer us. And the most painful thing is the last time it says Ghanaians have short memories. They know very well that Ghanaians are not dumb to have such short memories. The leader has insulted Ghanaians for so many years. We gave him the opportunity and he has lost that goodwill from Ghanaians. And I can say on authority that the NDC, this is their last part of their governance that they are going to serve in Ghana. The MPP is coming to continue to give Ghanaians what is right. As we started, we will continue it. And Ghana will become like any other European country. Ghana will become like any other American country. And Ghana will become like any other Asian country. I can tell you on authority that Ghana was moving forward, but the NDC in the last 1.5 years has taken Ghana 20 years backwards. It's going to take His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia to have this solved. It's going to take His Excellency Dr. Bawumia to get these problems done for Ghanaians. And he was saying something that MPP, we like propagating lies. We are speaking truth to the government. And as I sit here as a Ghanaian, a proper Ghanaian, I won't sit for things to go worse. We are here. In the last, I think, 48 hours, our own former CEO has been picked up by Yoko, Kofi Juma Max or Kofi Juma. And there is something that Amanihunu, they are putting fear into MPP. They are intimidating the MPP for telling the truth.
But are they not just doing their job?
And the problems we are facing that needs to be solved, they try some diversionary tactics, and then they try go and arrest this person with no evidence. They don't have any evidence. Illegal mining is still ongoing. Galamsey, when you're on the Kumasi Highway, you see Galamsey ongoing. I told your producer I was from Akwetia. I went to do some surveys and research on illegal mining. And look, let me tell you, the fact is, NDC is not here to solve any issue. Now, their campaigns are the ones doing the Galamsey. The next minute, if you go and talk about it, you are arrested. The next minute, you tell them this is it. Are we living in an autocratic state, or we are living in democracy? My sister, NDC are buying. They will tell you they are resetting the nation. Meanwhile, these are projects that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo couldn't have commissioned, but they'll come back and say we are resetting. They change all the names. You come and they say something they call big push and soul sourcing to their own. You mentioned that we did, what's the name? Family and friends. Who is no more family and friends than His Excellency President Mahama? Today, what's the name? Is it Goldfields? Have been given to engineers and planners. They used to be suppliers of.
But they bidded for it.
They bidded for what?
Oh, Mr.
They bidded for what?
Don't misinform.
No. They bidded for what?
It was open.
He
even thanked Nana Addo for the advice.
Nana Addo is there. He's a former president. He can give you advice. If you come to me, like I'm speaking to you, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me finish. With misinforming who? No, misinform. I'm being frank and sincere. If let me tell you something. If I am, for instance, I am a logistics company. I am a transporter. I'm a transporter. I am a transporter. If the Ministry of Transport comes to me to ask me to consult to them solutions to problems with transport, I should be able to give them the best of advice. So going to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, yes, you can go to him to say, because the NDC don't know anything. They don't, and when they wake up, he's now complaining that say then they'll bring engineer back to look. If you're a businessman, you face challenges. When times are rough, you be in it and you find solutions to it. You don't go and sit aside. Who does that? When you're a businessman, you ensure that things goes the right way, but you won't. You some of the unexpected things may come your way, whilst you look at the way forward to solve all these things. You go and appoint appointees who are failures, and you bring them there without experience. They don't have the expertise. So if they need some of these advices, they should contact some of us, and we'll give them the best of advice.
Right.
As I wrap up to looking at Greater, this is my last submission. I'm contesting for the Greater Accra Regional Youth Organizer, and we are here. We understand the frustrations of the MPP, and I am coming to solve all these problems, especially with the youth-related issues. We are here because I'm part of the issues that may have happened during the tenure, but I wasn't in the steer of affairs. Now, Greater Accra is calling Kwame Bequin to come and take charge. Kwame Bequin would ensure that things are done right. Kwame Bequin is going to empower the youth. Thank you very much, my sister.
Thank you, Mr. Kwame Bequin. Honorable.
It is sad that Mr. Kwame Bequin, Quinn, throwing a jab to the government, which is falsehood. Look, I want to remember Ghanaians, engineers and planners, went for a bid that is with what is it? Sino Hydro project.
Yeah, a whole lot of actually.
Do you understand? It was about $1.6 billion, and they gave it to the Chinese people on $400 million. Why? Because he's a brother of the former president, Ian Famman. And we clapped, Ghanaians clapped too. Hey, we are coming to do all the roads in Ghana. Now, the former information minister, what is his name? From Afase did a press conference on that. Oh, 400 million. Instead of you giving it to 1.6 billion. Because we're Mama. Look, I don't know. This bid was open. And everybody, if you are capable, you go and try it. And he won it. And if you can't be happy for a Ghana man to own such a contract and employ Ghanaians, and the money stays in Ghana, then what school did you even attend it? That you want every day, you want people to come and own our money and take our money away. So please, the MPP, we want Ghanaians to work, not foreigners, because Ghana, you may know there. And fast forward, I want to applaud my boss, Alhaji Adama, incoming national vice chairman. He's a workaholic vice chairman. And I know that the delegates in Ghana will look no other than Alhaji Adama. Fast forward, I myself here, I'm going for Amasaman constituency vice chairman. Amasaman for Nyeme Mpapame, Nyeleomo, Ake Amponele, Enichumo, Ichun, Lebi Shwanik Beke. So this is the time for us to come together and vote for Ampon. This is the time for us to come together because I'm the unifier, I'm the key, I'm the game changer, and I'm the answer for Amasaman people. So come September or October, let's make hay when the sun shines because I'm there for you and you are there for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ampon. Thank you to Mr. Kwame Bekwe. Thank you so much for joining us on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Unfortunately, due to time, we won't be able to look into the next topic, but we'll do well to also, speak on that topic. Tomorrow, there's not going to be a second segment, but we're actually adding a bit of a tweak tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be speaking to a health practitioner. It's not always about the politics. Sometimes we have to take good care of ourselves. So tomorrow we have a very knowledgeable and a very experienced health practitioner right there in the studios who will be speaking to us on health. Make sure you don't miss it. It's going to be at 9 o'clock a.m. to 10 a.m. So tomorrow, the first segment will proceed from 7 to 8. Then we have the news, and right after the news, we are going to come a bit with few headlines, and immediately it's 9 o'clock. We are going to have our health practitioner seated right here in the studios. So make sure you get your questions ready. Any questions you have pertaining to health, just get them ready. Just jot them down. We're going to open the phone lines for you to ask your question. We'll be streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and also on X. Do what to log on, send in your comments, and let's get very interactive. Make sure you don't miss tomorrow's show. Thank you so much. Do have a lovely day.